welcome to another overtime. Every time we're gonna let that hair loose because we are at the base of the mountain and we're gonna put on this backpack. Backpack's got between 22 pounds and 44 pounds. Minimum 22 pounds, maximum 44 or 45, maybe. Close maybe to 50, but not enough to be close enough in my range. Doing an estimation, so we got that backpack. And we're here at the base of the mountain. From my dragon's lair till here, it took me exactly the route that I took. See, I'm at the different base because we enter that base at different place. Every time we can enter different at the mountain, Mount Royal. If you come here, please do not pollute. So let's see, it took me exactly 1 hour and 36 minutes before I started this video. Anybody want to finance that I go up and down these stairs 300 times for the farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, all the time, rock and roll 24/7. Turn your heads left or right before you cross the streets. As I go up in these new boots, rock and roll today for the bridge builders of America, North America, because we are in Quebec, La Belle Province, and I'm about to go up to the mountain. From this side, the other day we went from the other side, the other day we went from the other side. And maybe tomorrow we're going from another side, by the further side, by the east. So it took me exactly 1 hour and 36 minutes to get here, 1 hour 36 minutes. 1 hour 36 minutes of non-stop marching, dance, rock and roll workout. Because we know we go overtime every time. So it is 4:13 now, and it took me 1 hour and 36 minutes. 1 hour 36 minutes, 1 hour and 36 minutes in a non-stop march. And now, of course, it is 4:13. 4:13, and we're gonna go, of course, overtime every time, of course, for this workout training program. And with gratitude, always commence with gratitude. Grateful, thankful. Now my rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. And we're gonna embark for the first time this spring, because we didn't come during the winter through here to these steps. And I missed this route a little bit. It's a special route through the forest, and of course we haven't taken it about a few months, about 4 months. It's March, end of March already, so we're gonna take this route right here, the back, and we're gonna go over time every time through the forest. It's a bit muddy, but we got boots and we're ready for the action. And please do not pollute. If you come here, you see we got plantations also. People are making plantations, planting new trees, new flora and fauna, and the air's fresh here. The air's fresh, so you can inhale powerfully and exhale and follow the trails. Do not derail, follow the trails. Do not derail, follow the trail. Do not derail. And you can see Civilisation, and I'm gonna go to the top. Mount Royal, this is like my second home, so call it a Heart from Rainbow Dragon, independent Aspie artist, AA Aspie with amnesia, retrograde amnesia, and Asperger's, got that Aspie and amnesia, and I'm an athlete, an artist, and philosopher, and North Americans today special go bridge building. Those who build the bridges of North America, this one's for you. Between 1947 and 1991, so, and of course, furthermore, those of yesterday, those of today, and those who will build the bridges of tomorrow. So for those who are going to we're building bridges today across North America, we're going to build them tomorrow, who built them yesterday. So this is a special session dedicated to those who build the bridges yesterday, we're building them today, and we're going to go build them tomorrow. So public bridges, well, they're mostly public, right? So it's part of public works, financing. I know a little bit of nothing. I know a little bit. I'm a piece of dust sometimes myself, and so many things I don't know. But this is, of course, in relation to the Baltimore. Saluting my brothers and sisters in Baltimore, because I was an American twice in the past lives down there. Post 76, I was born in the USA twice, both times serving in the US Army. So US Army Engineer Corps, North Americans Unite is the call, blah, 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 24/7. Support the dream, blah, 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 blah. Start your fitness journey. I say my fitness journey starts today, as I came from Civilization, saw those Hydro-Quebec trucks, saw the firefighters. We love our firefighters. Big love to our firefighters, ambulance drivers. We love our nurses, love our doctors, love our butchers, love our bakers. Across North American Collective Civilization. And thank you to that fellow citizen who made me a little bit of practice of some Spanish. Entered in a little bit of a little conversation, but 3 minutes, and changed in Spanish. Fellow citizen told me he's not that good in French and English. He asked me if I speak that Spanish. I say, yeah. In my household, it's been for the past years, more than 7 years now, more than 7 years plus. It's been English, French, Spanish, English, French, Spanish, English, French, and Spanish. And I was born across the South America, Central America, many past lives, many incarnations. So this North American got that Pan America. Americans unite, we form a new collective civilization. And yes, I'm a world peace advocate, world citizen, but really all I know is the island of Montreal. I heard that was something in bridge collapse in Baltimore. So I decided to dedicate this march to fellows, workers who build the bridges, specifically those from 1947 to 1991. So for more than 44 years, if you worked part of that contingent of age, 1947, 1991, this one specifically for you, but always for those who build the bridges across North America. Yesterday, Canada, US, Mexico, US, Canada. Mexico included in North America, of course. Public Works, I wonder how many bridges are in Mexico, how many bridges are in Canada, how many bridges are in the USA. That questions. XYZ answers, how they're built, all that I can only speculate from a little knowledge that I know. I know it takes brains and muscle, has taken brains and muscle. To build, maintain civilization, it will take brains and muscle to build and maintain civilization. So, gotta get that big ages, you know. And we got a few like 7 surrounding Montreal, maybe 13, I think, who surround, maybe more, surrounding the island of Montreal, because I live on an island. Montreal is an island. Big metropolis island, 2.5 million people. With the south and the north, that's the north. And now the camera's pointing south. And I'm going east, and I always come from the west where the sun, Mike Pope, the king, shines. So those building the bridges, those who build the bridges, blah, 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 blah. On the steps, start your fitness journey. It's my medicine and therapy of choice. And I always feel good when I work out, see my fellow citizen jogging, doing a little bit of that good jogging, and doing a little bit of that good for that jog. It's always good for you. And I've been healed and survived COVID 4 years ago, celebrating my surviving COVID. Got triple vaccinated 3 times. That's it. That's all rock and roll. And increasing public hygiene. I open carry my hand sanitizer with me. So always on the go, always on the open for business 24/7, blah, 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 blah. Get yourself from the XYZ and not perfect, far from it. Calling all willing and loving to support my dream, which is, of course, a call for a public-private partnership. Fundamentally, when I say my dream, is a call for a public-private partnership across the collective North American civilizational complex or across North America to institutionalize and put into practice, put into motion my trinity of theories, the holy trinity of Agent Hannah dragons rebirthing during this COVID, gay, androgynous, pansexual, rainbow, dragon, rock and roll for the butchers, bakers, nurses, firefighters 24/7. Thank you, gratitude 24/7, grateful, thankful that my rent's paid, electricity bill's paid, got food and coffee. Rent's paid, electricity bill's paid, got food and coffee. Rent's paid, electricity bill's paid, got food and coffee. Rent's paid for the month of March. Electricity bill's paid, got food and coffee. I actually ran out of my last cup of coffee today. I ran out of coffee, last cup of coffee today, but I got tea. And I got cocoa. Cocoa prices went up, should be a video, blah, 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 blah. Coffee, support, blah, 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 blah. Coffee with Dragon Sessions, mysticalizing, and support the DRT, which is the theory that is to be put into practice now, the death refusion theory. That refusion theory for the creation of the U is the only solution now as I march. Rock and roll for the bridges. And for those who build the bridges across North America. You know, I'm an Aspie. I know I repeat things twice, 3 times, and I say things twice and 3 times, and I repeat things, and of course, I am, of course, an Aspie, got Asperger's, so many things I don't know, many things I do not know, you know, but I know I got Asperger's, so I lost a lot of friends during the past 7-8 years, made new friends, and got that amnesia, retrograde amnesia, so I remember moving to a better place, came from a place on the ground, was moldy, and maybe the mold, the chronic illness, or trauma caused the amnesia, but I remember mostly the past years and done lots of independent work and still doing it on the daily, YouTuber, but don't get views, but hey, I'm happy, joyous today with rents paid, and I live carpe diem to the fullest with hope for tomorrow, blah, 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 with hope for tomorrow. And working out, training, and exercising has been, is, and will continue to be my medicine and therapy of choices. Of course, my medicine and therapy of choice is working out, training, and exercising. Speaking of the bridge, see, we got that bridge right there. I don't know how visible it is in the camera, but I see the bridge, and I believe that is the Champlain Bridge. That looks like Champlain. We got, no, Champlain or Victoria. Oh, I gotta go check because they got some more bridges, you know, but it could be different bridges, Champlain or Victoria. So who built that? Citizen salute in relation to, of course, the bridge collapse, which happened in Baltimore. It's gonna take some brains and some muscle. Sort it out, and we need to build more bridges, you know. We need to build more bridges. We need to build more bridges. We need to build more bridges. We need to build more bridges across North America, right? We need to build more bridges. Now we got infrastructure. We're calling for the massive North American Infrastructure Renewal Act by my DRT. My brothers and sisters, public-private partnership is the way to go. There's no other way. There's no other solution than what is happening now to this situation that is happening now. But my DRT theory, see? I'm about to go here to the woods. I'm going to slip it and fall it and take for that zone of plantation. And see, my fellow citizen is, of course, on the jog. Encourage fellow citizens to go on the jog and do a little bit of jog and get it for that drill and get it for that X, get it for that Y. And super important to exercise, and please, see, do not leave garbage here. So I don't know when this was left, but this has to go into recycling. I don't mind y'all drinking here, but this has to be recycled because it got flora, fauna. It's getting hotter, so please, this I'm gonna put this as if it's recyclable. Let's see. Recyclable, has that little thing, recyclable. So please, 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 I'm gonna go put it there, get dirty a bit, but do it for the flora. We got rabbits here, we got, of course, groundhogs, we got hawks, we got squirrels, we got birds. So please do it, because this is a natural preservation place. So we're trying to get that preservation, and it takes action, not just blah blah blah. And I've been doing volunteering here on the mountain for years, because this is my second home. But this is not just my second home. It's not just my forest on the mountain, my Mount Royal. It's mine, yours, ours. It belongs to us. It's public, and now I'm in the public. If I would have stayed home, I would have gotten less responsibilities, duties, and obligations. Then, of course, if I am now, I would have had less responsibilities, duties, and obligations than if I would have had now. I would have had less responsibilities, duties, and obligations than if I would have had now. I would have had less responsibilities, duties, and obligations than if I would have had now. I would have had less responsibilities, duties, and obligations than I would have had now in the public. Now in the public, I got added responsibilities, duties, and obligations because I'm in the public. In the public, I have added responsibilities, duties, and obligations, which would have not been the same house if I would have stayed in my private dragon's lair, the layer of the dragon, and then I can get the balance. Because if I do connect to the internet, I got added responsibility because it's public-private partnership. The internet, basically, in many ways, the internet is a public-private partnership, and that's what the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom is fundamentally, you know. But I can, of course, spout and theoretics about this and that, but I gotta also do a little bit of sweating, do a little bit of that sweat, and take a little bit of that route, and go towards the sun, to go towards the wind. And here, I gotta stick to the right side because there's cyclists, fellow citizens jogging, so it's just like driving. So I gotta stay to the right side. See? Although I'm in the forest, here there's less circulation, less citizens come here. Most citizens stay on the main roads, which kind of encircle. So I go on these snakes. I call them snakes because they kind of look like snakes, right? The trails, if you look, you gotta have a hawk eye from above a little bit, but they look like coiled snakes. Coiled snakes. Coiled snakes. But snakes, I like snakes. I like spiders. I like scorpions. As much as I love eagles, lions, and hawks, I also love the creeping creatures. You know, those spiders, the black scorpions, or black and red scorpions. They're multicolored. I haven't seen rainbow scorpions, but I wish I could write a children's books about a rainbow scorpion right there, right here. Anybody want to finance? Blah, 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 blah. Commission, blah, 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 tra-la. Trillion words, take some steps with it. Yours truly for that bridge. And Baltimore, thinking about them, what's happening now. This Quebec Canadian is a North American, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, Dragon Army, public private partnership, blah, 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 blah. We got to get it on the drill, we got to get it on the go. And saluting the firefighters. We love our firefighters, love our butchers, love our bakers, love our public workers, changing out the aqueducts, the sewers. Changing up the aqueducts, the sewers, building the bridges. Construction workers love, farmers love, cooks love, bakers. We love the bakers, we love the butchers, we love the plumbers, we love the carpenters, we love the electricians. Civilization is a privilege, takes work. I'm the people's artist and athlete. Double A artist, athlete, and Aspie. Got that Asperger's, so I'm learning to managing the symptoms in the past years. I've accepted it, and now during the past years, COVID, I know I have Asperger's. I'm an Aspie, and I repeat things twice, 3 times, and I got my obsessions, my interests are focused like many Aspies. We're less than 1 out of 300, less than 1. We're less than 0.44%, eh? It's less than 1%. Less than 1%, less than 1% of the population have Asperger's like myself. So my obsessions are geopolitics, 24/7, the study of geopolitics. And I can say geopolitically now the major event is still the 6-year re-election of Vladimir Putin, right? For another term, and he's already has 25 years pretty much rule with some where he was prime minister. But anyway, I'm not going to diverge into that analysis if we want to finance an in-depth, and also keep in mind from a North American neutral perspective, because I believe in a collective North American civilization and NATO contingency, and my protocols and my implementation as the people's philosopher, and of course artist and athlete as the collective North American civilizational complex to get that drill going. So anyways, but geopolitics of course is one of my major. Wow. Hey, bravo. Wow, gotta look out when they admire them to do that, man. Good for you, gotta check out for the fellow citizens' safety. I gotta have my fellow citizens back, man. Gotta watch out for they safe, man. I love y'all having fun, but gotta stay safe because it's a bit dangerous what they're doing, but hey. So, ça va? Okay. Just ask them if everything's okay, because I know the mountain, so I just want to make sure that they're safe, and they didn't give a thumbs up, because we have that good Samaritan law. So I just want to make sure you do the same for me. If I fall here and see me here, I come here often, so because that's steep, they've got those stairs, so they were bouncing. So I just wanted to make sure that my fellow citizens are okay, because I live by we have a law here in Quebec, as a Quebecer, Canadian, North American, we got that good Samaritan law. So we gotta keep a little bit of that old school with it. Sometimes we gotta keep a little bit old school. So the old Samaritan, is in French, is la loi du bon samaritain. So sometimes it's that old school, So gotta look out for my fellow citizens also, because I know the mountains, so I saw what they were about to do, and they looked like they were not sure whether it goes down, and they took a risk, and they're allowed. But I just wanted to make sure, so said, "You're okay, ça va?" Freaking my language, French, and give that little thumbs up, and that's it, Because I know how steep that is, and I know the stairs just by foot. You gotta go like steep, because there's a distance between the stairs, so it makes it very abrupt. So I just wanted to make sure my fellow citizens, so I know this mountain. So the Good Samaritan law is basically summarize. I can say 1,000 words about it, but to keep it simple, is basically you gotta look out for another citizens in the public. In the public, you got kind of like a duty, responsibility, and an obligation to look out for another citizen's safety, like basically what I did. But it's an obligation, so it's in Quebec. It's kind of a legal thing. You're obliged by law. to intervene for the safety, you know, stuff like that. The Good Samaritan law. Of course, if there's already an intervention and somebody's helping somebody else, not. But if you're like this and they would have fallen, I would have had to see, to check if they're okay and if they need assistance and if they need whatever the case may be, you know, ambulance, for me to call an ambulance or whatever the case may be. Years and years ago, but I remember I had the kind of the CPR and stuff like that, and it's, I mean, super important to look out for each other as much as we can, and sometimes we just gotta use the knowledge which we have and get that love, because I want them to have fun, everybody to have fun in security, but it takes a little bit of that security and takes a little bit of that security and liberty, you know. We can't be too extreme about security and liberty. It's always a constant harmony dance that gotta be balanced in equilibrium and in harmony, right? Just like here, I got certain responsibilities. I gotta watch out when I discuss certain more adult topics. There's not children and whatever the case may be, and to moderate my language and my way of discussing, although I keep it centrist rock and roll, you know, I keep it centrist rock and roll, I keep it centrist rock and roll, and I'm a centrist. I'm a pro-labor and love universal revolutionary centrist. I believe the 21st century philosophically, from a North American perspective, needs more centrism and more public-private partnership with wealth inequality, all that blah blah. I can discuss myself. I'm already $10,500 in debt, but I'm happy when I see them doing a little jog. I'm happy. I encourage people to work out, train, exercise, and I always feel joyous when I come here and get that good respiration, and it's always good, you know. So it's always to keep a balance between the harmony of civilization and nature, and keep a balance for my fellow citizens, like they were doing on the bikes, because they did not know that terrain, and I know the terrain. I know how steep it is, and I know the mountain. This is my second home for many years, so I pretty much know the spots and know the forest, and I'm still learning myself. The mountain sometimes reveals hidden aspects. So please, again, please, this is a no. See, this, I've been doing it for years now, but see, another one. This has to be recycling, and this, I don't mind y'all eating chips, whatever, but just recycle, please, because we got public works, you know. We got public works, so the public works are gonna take care of this and handle this, and they're gonna put it in recycling. So, because this, if it melts, it's gonna melt, and it's gonna do no good for the environment. See, so all this, I forgot to bring a bag, but this has to be taken and put into the recycling, because we got all sorts of things, you know. We got flora and fauna, so we gotta recycle this, see. And if you find gloves and stuff, we got lost and found, so you gotta bring it to the lost and found. So that's it. That's all a little bit, you know. You just put this in the recycling. See, like that, cans and this stuff. I don't mind people drinking, whatever the case may be, drinking, but don't leave stuff here. See, we got plenty like this, so I don't mind drinking coffee. See, but this has to be recycled. So we got a big spring can to go. This has to go in the recycling there. See, so we're ready for the summer. It's a big cleaning. I do it little by bit, but this has to go in the recycling, because we got rabbits, we got flora. So we're trying to preserve here, you know, trying to preserve the flora. So please don't leave stuff. Just put it in the recycling, put it in the garbage. Don't leave this. See, it's full. It needs a little bit of cleaning. So just recycle, put in the garbage. Don't leave trash here, because we got rabbits, we got flora, we got hawks, we got all sorts of creatures. So for the environment, you know. So I do my own volunteering, because this is my second home, but the rabbits appreciate it, Mother Nature appreciate it, because we got, this all has to be recycling. We got recycling, we got public works, we got a system. We can always better it, and we need more of those trucks on the move as I march now, of course, for the, see, another can here. I don't mind y'all drinking, whatever the case may be, and drink, have fun. I like people having fun. I like people amusing and having fun, but this has to be recycled. See, this is a can, so all of this, see, I already did, how much maybe I saved? 3 rabbits, or 3 squirrels. We got rabbits, we got groundhogs. So I see it's time for me to contact the Ami de la Montagne again, but I contact blah blah blah, or bureaucracy blah blah blah, bureaucracy blah blah blah, bureaucracy blah blah blah. So sometimes you just gotta do that citizen volunteering, man, you know. It's It's a 24/7 rock and roll for nature and civilization, and gotta work together. Now as I march with those who build the bridges, how many bridges crossing Montreal, how much steel, how much metal it took. It took a little bit of metal, took some steel, took some metal, took some brains, took some muscle, took them to building on that build, you know. And here we put it, here we put it, here we put it, and we get for that drill. And we get it for that drill. So we gotta put it right here in the recycling, right? So we gotta put that there and put it here, and we gotta put it again here, and we gotta put it again on this one. Just spread it out. See, this is gonna be recycling, this is gonna be recycling, and this is gonna be on that drill, and we're gonna be on that. See, put it right here. We gotta recycle and put it right here. See, so we open, we put it in, and we cycle, we close. See, now I'm gonna disinfect my hands, of course, because I got the hand sanitizer, and super important to disinfect the hands and keep it on that disinfectant. And we gotta get it for the drill, gotta get it for those firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production and the distribution of food, and all those, of course, involved now in producing the food across the collective North American civilization, the farmers, the butchers, the bakers, the nurses, and the doctors, and those rubbing up those hands with disinfectant, and go for the XYZ, and 10 seconds, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hands are disinfected, put it back, and now hands are disinfected. We can go march, sing, rock and roll for those who build the bridges. Thank you for the bridge builders between 1947, 1991, 44 years. The bridge, who are building bridges today and who will build some bridges tomorrow. Takes a little bit of action. Of course, take a little bit of that action to get it, and we're truly rock and roll 24/7. So as we go, of course, all the way to the top, we're gonna rock and roll for the butchers and the bakers and the farmers and the butchers and the bakers and those, of course, involved in the distribution and the food, and those building those bridges. I see a lot of it has to be done. It has to come with a black bag and just do it. Just do it with a black bag and fill everything up and put everything in a big bag and put it in the recycling. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna contact the Ami de la Montagne, of course, to get it. So a lot of it on the spring cleaning ASAP, because I see a lot, maybe in the weekend, maybe a little bit on that Saturday, maybe a little bit on a Sunday, to just clean, you know, to just clean, and to go get on that clean and get on that clean XYZ, and to get it for that, doing for nature, you know, blah, 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 blah. So for those bridge builders today, in relation to Baltimore, I'm wondering how, all the more technical questions about the bridge in Baltimore. How many people worked on it? When was it built? How much steel? How much rock was built? How much cement? How much steel was used? How much cement and how much steel, you know? And how many people worked on it? How many years did it take to build it? You know, the bridge builders, building bridges, man. Thinking about them today all day, 24/7. How many bridges around Montreal it takes to build the bridges? One, Champlain. We got bridges on that side, on each side. We got building those bridges, man. You know, marching for them today. Yeah. Marching for those bridge builders. Champlain. You gotta building bridges, man. Imagine all that work to build the bridges. Cement, rock, cement. Takes a lot of work, that. Gotta salute, you know. Gotta salute our bridge builders, man. You know about all that labor. How many bridges did I build? Burned, not literally, but I burned my bridges with my Asperger's, but building bridges today, man. So saluting them, thinking about them, and those who build the bridges across North America with those steel, cement. You know, it takes a lot of work. To put in, of course, the cement, the steel. When they build the bridges, the bridges across North America. Gotta watch out for the kids, man. You know, gotta watch out for the kids. They're going for the building. So imagine all the buildings which were built. How many bridges in Mexico? 718, more or less. How many bridges in Canada? 418, more or less. I would say more. Mexico some more. How many bridges in the United States? What's 718 plus 418? It's about 1100 something, right? It's 1132. How did I know that? Is that it? 1132. Sometimes I just know things, and probably what I read in the past years in self-education, but with amnesia, I don't know. I know I have a high school diploma, but I just don't remember. I just remember waking up, not moving, moving, and then surviving COVID, surviving COVID and getting on that COVID, and 4 years ago already. So let's check. It's 4:42. Let's check how correct it was. So, since 718 plus 418. I said 32, right? It's 36 actually. So I was wrong by 444. So it's actually 1136. That's the number. Anyways, today marching for those building the bridges who built the bridges yesterday. And I take some of that old school. So thinking about them to build those bridges and how we need to get that North American integrated infrastructure. How we get that infrastructure, that integrated infrastructure 24/7 rock and roll for those who build the bridges. Of course, there's a definite number. There's a definite number because we can assign numbers, right, to XYZ questions surrounding bridge building. How many people worked on it? How long, the length, the width, even the weight, right? The weight, even the weight. No. The weight. So all the bridge buildings, all the bridges which were built, there's a definite number. Number is in the hundreds of thousands and tens of thousands of millions, right? But now the primary question would be how many bridges there are across North America. But then we could also say of what length, and then we could say between a mile and 3 miles, less than a mile, between 100 meters and 500 meters, right? XYZ, between X and Y and Z, right? So how many X, how many Y, how many Z, how many X? Well, we can classifications, then we can say how many bridges in total, whatever the case may be in terms of how much weight, how much when it was built. So we can break it down into classification, but as a general question, how many bridges there are, there's a definite number, and then we can break it down into classifying it by weight, by length, how long, right? So we can check a little bit, and then we can get another drill for that drill. So, but nonetheless, generally there would be a definite amount of bridges. Bridge in Baltimore has an official name. Build of Baltimore has an official name. Bridge of Baltimore has an official name. Bridge of Baltimore has an official name. And see, we can see a few of those bridges right there, which we're gonna go hydrate, and we're gonna go take a look at those bridges. We're gonna go get that drill and sing a little bit out of rock and roll. And I don't know, it looks a bit cloudy, looks a bit like it's gonna be a bit of rain, so we gotta be able to move in position to go on the ground and maybe switch to a workout. If not, we're just gonna continue drilling in on the march here for the bridge builders. And how many hammers were used, nails, cement, rocks, and it takes that brains and that muscle, it takes cement. And I'll build a bridge in Baltimore. We gotta build more bridges in Baltimore, just one bridge. Go Baltimore, go today as well, to my brothers and sisters, and how the bridge building, and it's of course tied in with social and economics, but not everything has to be about the money, Not everything has to be about the money. Not everything has to be about the money. It's not everything about the money. Money is to buy, sell, trade future options, split stocks, And for those build the bridges, we build the bridges, and gotta build some more bridges today. We're building for the bridges of tomorrow as well. So we marching rock and roll for those of the past, those who build the bridges across North America of the past, and those who will build in the future. Gotta go get me some good hydration because I'm already past 2 hours now. Already past that 2 hours, Already past that 2 hours on the go. So we gotta get more bridges on the build. We gotta get more bridges on the build, So we gotta get that drill as we go, So it's rock and roll 24/7, and where the hell we gonna go for that drill 24/7, So here we gotta get that Montreal. I love coming here and singing a little bit of that good rock and roll because you got that voice, and you got that echo. For those who building on those bridges of the North America we go, on the rock and on the road, here it is, that's for sure. Gotta build those bridges, gotta build those bridges. Grateful, thankful to the public workers who got a little bit of that hydration and getting a little bit of that. Here, this water to hydrate, and super important. For the bridge builders, for the bridge builders. Oh yeah, gotta put that to recycling. Since I marched for the bridge builders today. For those who build the bridges, gotta sing and gotta sing and gotta sing a song. Build the bridges of America. Build the bridges of this North America. Ready for that rock and roll, because it's a rock and roll dance march art. 24/7, 2 hours and 12 minutes already in my march rock and roll dance for those building the bridges. Let's go rock and roll, blah 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 blah. I don't have enough time to, I don't have enough memory to do a video. I don't got enough memory to do a video no more, but it's okay, gonna sing it now anyways. For the bridges and the builders of the bridges of the North America do I sing. Rock and roll, that's what I say up in the bling. For those on the steel toes with the hammer and the rock. For the Baltimore, that's what I got. I got some singing for the melody. I got some singing with some kisses for the public works up in the bridges. For the engineers of the North America, Canada, US, and Mexico. We gotta get the bridges coast to coast. We gotta cross that river before you know. What do I know? I know my rock and roll. I'm an Aspie, here we go. Geopolitics and rock and roll. For the gratitude is all I show. For the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors and the grocery store clerks, gotta love them. For those building up the bridges. For those building up the most bridges. Bridges for the meters and that length up in the meters. For those in the steel toes with the cranes up in the go, with the cement and the hammer nails, nailing some bridges of today and of tomorrow, of the yesterday I say. For those who build the bridges, that's what I sing today. For Baltimore got me inspired, and how many we gotta build up, and today we got Renewal to build the bridges up in there. Up and more to building bridges of the North America, we love it. For the builders of the bridges of the North America, sing it. Sing it with the rainbow dragon, that's what I call, that's the swing it. Swing it for the rock and roll, swing it for the rock and road. Of the rockin' with the cement and the steel, that's the length. No, don't need to repent. I don't know about the sinning, if it all it is consent. I don't know nothing about sinning, if there's in between consent. I don't know nothing about sinning. If there is between consent, how can I repent? For the butchers and the bakers and the bridge builders, I sing it. And I sing it and they love it. And nobody hearing this, but that's okay. I keep on singing it anyways. Anyways, up in the road. Anyways, up in the go. Here on the Mount Royal, you know that I got that Echo Road. Echo Road and rock and roll. For the building of the bridges. Baltimore inspired, live it. And it's livid, you know that it takes some steel. Steel and iron peel for the rivers crossing oceans, for the builders of that engineers. Engineers and the workers who to build the bridges public, who to build the bridges in the public. Gotta say up and for nothing. I don't need much of nothing. I just need a simple life. On my debts to be that simple, for a little bit of death and ego, for a little bit of death and ego, for the building of the bridges. Bridges 1944 to 1991. And for those of yesterday, and for those up in today, and the chop, chop, chop and rock, chop, chop up in the block. They go with the steel up in the rock. They the workers on the block. For the North America, you know, putting up some changing socks. How many steel-toe boots up in the ground? For the public workers, that's the sound. Public workers, that's around. Public workers, that's around. Round and round and round they go. Round and round and round we show. Round and round the building bridges. Building bridges, that's you. That's for you, for me and you. That's the public with the trucks passing on the passengers up in the cars. That's the citizen we gotta say. North Americans, we need unite. Unite on today. That's the march in 2024. Lay, hey, the dragons sing it, hey, for the spray up in the holidays, for the April coming soon, rent gonna be paid again, I'm feeling fool, I'm feeling fool, for the bridge builders I spoon, for the bridges and the builders, for those construction workers, aqueducts and public workers, they gotta change up in the roads, they gotta give a little bit of kisses, hey, let's go some cheerleaders of the NFL, let's go give me some well, cheerleaders of the NFL, give me some well, give me some swell, cheerleaders on the NFL. Gotta me some leader for the bridge and builders, for the bridge and builders. Somebody's coming on, gotta say it. Gotta hush it, gotta say it. For another sentence. Don't wanna disturb my fellow citizen, but it's the best way, the best place to rock and roll here. It's like a studio, free studio. So, but I wanna hush because I don't wanna disturb fellow citizens. So I'm gonna just stay here and sing and swing, so I can see if somebody comes. I'm gonna hush. If somebody comes, I'm gonna hush, just out of respect, you know, because I'm in the public, so gotta look out for our citizens as well. But here's the great echo. For the public workers do I show, for the public workers do I know. Yep, yeah, I know I sing a rainbow. Yep, yeah, I'm a guilty fellow. For the rainbow, for the dragon, but I love the public workers. I got my love for those firefighters. Got the love for the construction workers. They just spreading gossip. No need to gossip, all I put it in the light. Rainbow dragon, that's a sight. Gratitude, I wish them hugging and some massage with tickles and some hugs and kisses, with some kisses and some tickles. For the butchers and the bakers with it. Public workers building bridges. Hey, gotta salute and gotta say. How many did they slay today? How many did they pray today? Hey, for the rock and roll up in the say, for the rock and roll up in the day, for the rock and roll up in today, for they build it with a hay. For they need those machines to build it with the cranes, builders of the bridges of the North America. For those builders of the bridges of North America, this freestyle rock and roll session is dedicated. 7 minutes, we got 93 seconds to go. Let's go. Rainbow Dragon, sing it. For those builders of the bridges, Rainbow Dragon, sing it. With that rock and roll, we swing it. And the hammer and I hit it. And the hammer and they hit it. And they hammer and they hit it. And then nail and they put it. And put it with the steel. Cement, they don't know how deal. Engineers, arithmetics, calculus, involved it. That's why I just hush and sing it. I just look and I salute. How much do I really know, fool? I know a little bit about that, nothing. Millions of people got a public workers coast to coast. North America is all I know. Wish the world peace, I world peace. I'm on the island, Montreal. That's what I know. 2.5 million people got a love from Baltimore up in the city. Hey, Got defeated on San Francisco 49ers back when the hardball ball played. Back in the hardball ball, Baltimore Ravens. Got to feed my San Francisco. Got to be a pray replay. But that birdie made it good, so I sing it for the San Francisco. Building bridges coast to coast. Come in Canada, here some folks. We speak us with that good English. Sometimes we the French and English. Sometimes we the hit French and English. Sometimes we just hit the English. Phone out French and English. Sometimes in and out about the bling. Sometimes it's just how you sing. Sometimes in and out the bling. Sometimes it's just how you sing. Sing it for the bridges, building bridges of the North America rainbow. Gotta sing it for my fellow. Gotta love it with the rainbow. Gotta salute the bridges. Builders of the bridges, salutation. This session has been for you. And now we're gonna keep it emotional. We'll go get a little bit of rock and roll. For the bridge builders, I'm gonna go take a look at my city, see some bridges. And we're gonna go, of course, rock and roll. Oh, it turned dark. It's so sunny out here. Wow. It's cloudy all of a sudden. Just full of clouds. Oh, it's starting to rain. Gotta go underneath if it starts to rain, you know, so can't be playing too much. It's gonna start raining, man. Just gonna take a look at that. Gonna have to go underneath. Work out for the bridge builders, switch it to that French support, the DRT, debt refusion theory, which we're gonna discuss. And for the bridge builders of tomorrow, and get it for that rock and roll, get it for that rock and roll, get it for that rock and roll. Here we build those bridges and gotta get us some push-ups, some kisses. Here we see all those bridges, over the bridges, children swinging. And we gotta get that love it for that pyramid. Here we made it once again to the top. Oh, the Montreal, we made it to the top once again. I want it to be a little bit of that rain. It wasn't supposed to rain until tonight, but you never know if it's gonna rain a little bit. So this is my second home. I always love coming here, you know. It's always bringing some joy, and I can see the mountains. So this is the best place on the planet. Best place. My second home here in Montreal, headquarters of the Dancing Goddess and the Dragon Kingdom. And here you got plenty of garbage, so please don't leave stuff. And here you can see Montreal, how many bridges they were built right there. See, those are built bridges. Right there, gonna some of those bridges. How many bridges you see? This is Montreal. Thank you, butchers, bakers, nurses, farmers, doctors, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production and the distribution of food. All grocery store clerks, firefighters, butchers, those building the bridges. That bridge will build those bridges, of course, across North America. And the building of the bridges yesterday, those are gonna build more bridges today, and those are gonna build more bridges tomorrow. So this one here dedicated for them building all the bridges, and I do meditations, how much steel, how many rocks. You can see another bridge right there. See, you see another bridge, you see a lot of bridges actually, and you see more bridges there, and people coming here having some fun. But it's good to come here and not get that photo. I'm not gonna get more photos today, I guess. No, I'm out of the time, so no more memory to get the photos. But anyways, I'm not gonna discuss the DRT theory, as we're gonna proceed to do more rock and roll for the bridge builders, and we're gonna go on the road again, because you know it's a non-stop working out, training, and exercising. One of you guys have pit stops here and there for some meditation. I want to show you the greatest city on the planet, 2.5 million people, metropolis island. You know, thank you, farmers, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, all involved in the production, distribution of food, all those across the collective North American civilization, of course, the complex, as I call the complex of North American collective civilization. And I'm now going to discuss, of course, the DRT theory, as I am from the mountains. So my DRT theory, keep in mind, contains what's called monetary integration in Europe. And of course, what the Europeans did is, of course, monetary integration. So I'm going to now show you the motive and why I say that, of course, the monetary integration theory is the only way, of course, which we can proceed further, right? So this is the debt. This is the debt. This is the debt, of course, which we pay. All the debt which we pay. Oh, the sun's going to shine. Yeah. Anyways, so today we march for those who build the bridges, you know, Baltimore, all those who build the bridges. See that bridge over there? That took so much brains and muscle. How many bridges did you build? Myself, 0. So saluting the bridge builders. Thank you, Baltimore. We love our firefighters, love our butchers, love our bakers, love our construction workers, love our public workers, love those who build the bridges. Civilization is a privilege. Let's go rock and roll 24/7 as we go. And we're gonna get it for that show on the road. 24/7 rock and roll. Rock and roll. Furrows are building on the bridges. Sun's about to shine. Feels good. So we're gonna discuss the DRT theory. Let's go a little bit through here. And I'll do a little bit of zigzag. See? It's been a while I haven't taken these routes. They were closed during the winter. Oh yes. My Publik in the sun shining. Thank you for the plantations. 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 Plantations, plantations, plantations. I appreciate this as Mother Nature appreciated, so it's very appreciative for Mother Nature. And we're gonna get that rock and roll, rock and roll, rock and roll, drill, drill, drill. See, wow, so many were planted. Gotta salute. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Mother Nature will appreciate. So now the DRT theory, the debt refusion theory. Keep in mind my DRT theory, and I gotta salute the bridge builders because again, in this life, once in a past life, I worked on building bridges. With Ashby's, I burned some bridges, but I gotta salute the building of the bridges, and I admire, salute, Keep in mind, civilization is a privilege, brothers and sisters, We got all this civilization, and, we got public works, and we got aqueducts and bridges. Civilization is a privilege, in itself. And we're working in the North American Collective Civilization to fight racism. To fight racism, of course, is to get it with those kisses, to get with the kisses. My black brothers and sisters, 13.3%. I put on the table what I offer all my allies and armies. Pledge your allegiance, thou art family. And that's about it. Rock and roll, So we gotta get it on that drill. I always feel good when I come here, and always feel good. Rock and roll 24/7. I feel good. I'm gonna go check this place here. It's a place that I know and I love coming here. We can't take those pictures anymore, but we're gonna take a look at that bridge because this is another spot. It was closed during the winter, but now we can get it on the spot again. So we can't take pictures with a phone, but nonetheless, we can check a little bit of those bridges. See? There you go. See, look at that. That's a great view right here. Right here, we can do some push-ups. Push up for the farmers, for the butchers, for the bakers, for the nurses, for the doctors, for the grocery store clerks. You can see that feel good for you, workout, train, exercise, and get in for that drill. You see that bridge, that is St. Jacques Bridge, got some steel in it. All the bridges, you know, collective North American civilization, the skyscrapers. See, all this is a privilege. So many skyscrapers, I need to go high up. Look at that big skyscraper being built with those cranes. We need to build more. So all this is a privilege. I'm grateful, thankful for the day today. Rents paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. Live a carpe diem to the day, got food, got coffee, and civilization is a privilege, you know. So we got to get that rock and roll 24/7 on the drill for the firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, those involved in the production, distribution of food. We love our nurses, love our butchers, love our doctors, love our grocery store clerks, love our firefighters. If you're not talking about love, I go death on you. If you're not talking about love, love is action. Working out, training and exercising, ally, partnership, public-private partnership with the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, I go death on you. If I don't hear nothing about alliance, business and pleasure and friends with benefits, I go death on you. If I don't hear anything about alliance and North American defense security, building more bridges and loving our butchers, our nurses, our doctors, our firefighters. Love is action, and XYZ, and get dirty and get clean and rock and roll. North Americans unite, coast to coast, public workers. If I don't hear about love, butchers, love nurses, love our firefighters, love our doctors, love our nurses, love our firefighters, love our bridges, love our nurses, love our cooks, love those working in the fast food. We love, of course, the truckers. We love the truckers, the bakers, the butchers, the nurses, those involved in the production and distribution of food. We love the construction workers. If I don't hear none about, if we love our construction workers, love our bakers, love our butchers, love our nurses, I don't hear nothing. I hear nothing at all. I go deaf on you. Death, I don't hear nothing. It's not about alliance with the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, about loving, getting clean, working out, training and exercising, offering love, offering massages, offering kisses, offering tickles, offering gratitude 24/7, you know. And right here, gratitude, grateful, thankful for this day today. Going to see this great city, Montreal. Look at this beautiful city with the beautiful mountains, seeing all the bridges across North America, all the truckers going east, west, north, south, the truckers, the butchers, the bakers, building more satellites connected with the sun for defense, collective security, defense, coast to coast, ocean to ocean, building more houses like this and more houses like that, and getting that drill and getting more bridges and saluting Baltimore. I don't hear nothing. The DRT theory. The DRT theory. Now the sun's shining, so I can discuss the DRT theory once again, as we're gonna go by this side, because of course I like to keep it to change where we're going roundabout, and now we're gonna see the city roundabout there. So the DRT theory. Look at that beautiful city. See how beautiful it is. And it's always nice to see that beautiful city, and you see those mountains together. We're gonna be able to move mountains and build, of course, in the mountains. Maybe, of course, build some shelters in case of nuclear fallout, to build in those mountains right there in case we get that nuke from the east or west out of the ocean and Atlantic, because it's possibility for World War III and nuclear warheads. Of course, it is possibility for World War III and nuclear warheads. And of course, here we are. We can do some workout, training, and exercising right here. So that's all I know is this island. 2.5 million people woke up. Here I am, rock and roll 24/7 on the island, and loving me some of these rocks. Big rocks right here, rock and roll 24/7 for the butchers and the bakers and the nurses and the doctors. This is a great spot. Here maybe I could just work out, train and exercise, but let me come back to do some exercising. I gotta watch it because it's steep. See, it's steep, but nonetheless you can see the beautiful city, Montreal, my home in this life. In another past lives, was born right there several times. Born as a Quebecer by the side, right there by the side, down there. Born in a past life there, born in this incarnation here, right there, born, reborn, died of COVID 2022, being reborn now. And of course, rock and roll 24/7 for the greatest city on the planet. For me, my city, Montreal. They got big buildings. They're gonna build some more buildings, and we can see all the way to Saint Bruno, all the way to that coast, Saint Bruno, and that and this. You can see all the way to the Saint Bruno, Mont Saint Hilaire. They're called those. And you can see the beautiful, majestic city metropolis, how it is in harmony here from the mountain. As I am on the mountain, not top, but nonetheless kind of on the mountain, of course. Mount Royal, one of the 3 peaks at the center of the island, and my second home. And look at this beautiful city, how it is nice here. It's always nice for me to come and do a little bit of meditation, and you got some rocks here so you can work out, train, and lounge a little bit. And you know, cannabis is legal, so I might come smoke one because I haven't smoked in the year. So during this 22-day telemic period, maybe I can do a little bit of that smoke right in front vis-a-vis, of course, to my favorite skyscraper right there. Maybe smoke one and go see the Belvederes while doing a video and meditating on the video in the coming days, or maybe during the weekend. Nonetheless, now the DRT theory is time to move forward, but I just wanted to show that bridge, saluting those who build the bridges, I just wanted to see the bridges and all the city here, the beautiful magnificence. And my brothers and sisters, civilization is a privilege, and we gotta thank our construction workers, our butchers, our bakers, our nurses, our doctors, 24/7, build more satellites, Dragon Army, Public Private Partnership, blah 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 blah. And that's my favorite skyscraper right there, is that pyramid. As you can see, it has, I want to go in so many skyscrapers, I have to go to the top to see what's going on. You can do business dancing out is Dragon Kingdom, where that satellite, there's one building in where is satellite related, and one where just fintech. So support the DRT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE right here. Beautiful city as it's shining. So the DRT theory now explained. So I'm going to discuss the DRT theory, the debt refusion theory, which I'm now of course going to discuss. So the DRT theory, I'm going to show you what it is, and I'm going to show you why and the motive I believe that it is the only theory at this moment which of course can salvage the world for the economic catastrophe that is about to be unleashed. So yours truly. So the DRT theory. Hawk Island, H-A-W-K, Hawk Island. On these we go. So the DRT theory, the debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE. The debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE. The debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE. The Universal Exchange Unit. For now, you're gonna see what debt is. So this is the debt servicing. This is how much we paid just debt servicing in Canada. So it went from 20.3 billion in 2020, 2021, 20.3 billion to 46.5. 2020, 2020, 2020, 2021. It was 20.3 billion, right? So it went from 20.3 billion to 46.5 billion. 46.5 billion, 46.5 billion, 46.5 billion. So this is just the debt servicing. This is just paying the debt on the public. My brothers and sisters, look at that. These are the official numbers from the Bank of Canada. Official numbers from the Bank of Canada. Official numbers of the Bank of Canada. Official numbers from the Bank of Canada. 20.3 billion. 20.3 billion. 20.3 billion, 20.3 billion. That's 9 zeros. A billion has 9 zeros. A billion is 1,000 million. A billion has 9 zeros. In 2021, debt servicing, in other words, paying the interest on the debt, was 20.3 billion. 3 years later, in 2023, 2024, this fiscal year, we're gonna pay 46.5. Double. It would have been 20.3 times 2, it would have been 40.6. We pay more than double now. It's going to be 46.5. These are the official numbers from the Bank of Canada. It's not sustainable. This is catastrophic. A potential for catastrophe. Public financial catastrophe right here. It more than doubled. So the DRT theory explained. Keep in mind that my theory, the DRT theory, coming out of the curse of Asperger's, being cursed with Asperger's, and of course, getting that Asperger's curse, you know, getting that obsessions with geopolitics and study of civilization for myself, because other aspects have others, but for myself is geopolitics, fitness, dancing is my favorite sport, and geopolitical analysis and the study of civilizations, and those are my obsessions, you know. So the DRT theory, and the DRT theory is the only way, of course, for us to move forward. So take all public and private debt, refuse it, create what I call the UE. So take all the public and private debt. My private debt as a private citizen is $10,500. So my debt, your debt, our debt of Canada coast to coast, refuse it, whatever the number is. It's going to be in the trillions, and that number, of course, we're going to infuse in the public and the private debt of the North American countries. I'm speaking from a North American perspective, will be the new currency. We'll convert it to US dollars, because the US dollars is, of course, the United States dollar, still the global currency of choice for international finance, global trade, and world commerce, right? It still is, right? So, of course, we're going to infuse it and create it, of course, to make a currency. A new currency. So that's why I say that my DRT theory, the debt refusion theory, and again, look, there's no other solution with this amount of interest that we pay on the public debt. There's no other way around for us as a solution to what's happening now in the public finances, and in many ways in the private, but my DRT theory. So take all the public and the private debt, refuse it, right? Refuse it, create what I call a refusion. So take all the public and the private debt. Since the United States dollar still is the currency of choice, see, this is another lookout, another great lookout here. You can come and enjoy, see, look at that beautiful city. So, but nonetheless, back to the DRT. You look, that's another bridge. That's Jacques Cartier Bridge. So, thank you to the bridge builders, all those in the past, all those of today, those of tomorrow, who are gonna build more bridges like that across the rivers of the North America civilizational complex of North America. You can see that beautiful. I think that's Saint Bruno. That's another mountain there. You can see Mont Saint Bruno as the mountain. Mont Saint Bruno. That's Mont Saint Hilaire, and of course you can see that bridge. Of course, that bridge right there, and you can see we're gonna need to build more bridges, and of course that is the bridge right there, which was built in exactly all the dimensions, but nonetheless, let's go build it. Thank you, salutations. This one's for this YouTuber's video is dedicated to you first and foremost, bridges and bridge builders thereof, as I am on the Mount Royal from the sun. So nonetheless, here it is. The DRT theory, keep in mind, contains monetary integration theory. So my theory, the DRT, debt refusion theory, contains what's called, of course, in international finance and monetary policy or financial theory, it's monetary integration, which is exactly what was done in Germany. Right? Monetary integration was exactly what was done in Germany, in Italy, in France, and many European countries. They got rid of their old currency. The Germans got rid of the Deutsche Mark, the Italians got rid of the lira, and the French got rid of the franc. And of course, they got rid of the franc, the Italians got rid of the lira, and of course they got rid of the franc, the lira, and of course they got rid of those other currencies, and they formulated and they put one currency in it, and they adopted the euro. So they did monetary integration. That's what they did, and they adopted a common currency across many countries in the European Union. So the DRT theory, my debt refusion theory, contains monetary integration, but with this special debt refusion theory, which is unique to my contribution in financial thinking and for the 21st century. Paradoxically, as the curse of Asperger's made me study civilizations and specializing in ancient Rome and ancient Egypt and ancient Sumer most and foremost, but I'm always learning every day, and my proposition, of course, as a philosopher, that North America, we constitute a collective civilizational complex because we're new. North Americans, myself included, as a North American Canadian Quebecer, is going to switch to that French soon because we're in that belle province. I am, of course, a North American fundamentally, and I am for a world peace advocate myself, a world citizen, but fundamentally, basically, all I know is pretty much North America. So the DRT theory, there's no other way, my brothers and sisters, as you saw for yourself. And these numbers you can check on the Bank of Canada official statement. This is, of course, taken in 22nd of November 2023, 22nd of November 2023, 22nd of November 2023. This is, of course, the 22nd of November 2023, and this is what is, of course, the situation of the analysis. And this is the DRT theory, the debt refusion theory, the debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit. So take all public and private debt, my 10,500, yours, refuse it, create what I call a refusion. So add all the Canadian public and private debt together, that number added with the United States, but do the conversion, because the United States dollar still is the currency of choice for global commerce, world business, and world trade. So do the conversion. Canadian dollar debt. Please don't leave cans. Please don't leave cans. Please don't leave cans. Recycle them. Recycle them. We're going to do a big cleaning. So you can see part of the city there. So take all the debt, the public and the private debt, my private debt, your private Canadian dollar debt in Canadian dollars, due to the fact that the United States dollar still is the currency of choice for international finance, global trade, and world business. Do a refusion. So convert all the Canadian and the Canadian dollar debt and the public and the private, and the United States dollar debt, the public and the private, and add it all together with the Mexican peso, and of course convert the Haitian gourde to the US dollars, because the US still is the currency of choice for international finance, global trade, and world business. Still the United States is. So take all that debt, convert it to US dollar, or the number, the public and the private debt, will be the initial money supply for a global central bank. So all the number will be the initial money supply. It's going to be in the trillions. That will be the initial money supply for a new financial institution, a new global central bank, to issue what I call the UE. U.E.U. Universal Exchange Unit, Universal Exchange Unit, Universal Exchange Unit, Universal Exchange Unit, Universal Exchange Unit for the creation of the UE. So it's going to be our debt refusion applied, and then we're going to be, all that number is going to be in the trillions, and that's going to be the initial money supply. Imagine with that number, we're going to be able to finance mass public projects, renewal of the bridges, renewal of the roads, renewal of the infrastructure, renewal of the highways. Debt refusion theory, there's no other way. Across North America, the DRT, no other way but the DRT now where we're heading. For the public works, to build in the hospitals, to get that integration, and along with the other theories, because my debt refusion theory goes with citizen integration theory and the democratic fusion theory, and with that money, we're going to be able to create two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions. I'm going to go tighten my belt a bit. Tighten my belt. Literally, I've been tightening my belt for a while, but there you can go see a lot of this city again. But so nonetheless, the DRT theory, so the debt refusion theory, the DRT for the creation of the UE is the only solution for North American infrastructure renewal and defense, coast to coast Dragonomy, build more satellites, build more centers for supercomputers where we can have citizens to go monitor everything that's going on across North America, the bridges, and to see live 24/7 the truckers and the public works, and to go see the big centers of construction and the public-private partnership, to have centers of webcams and microphones and webcams and surveillance. Got to go hand in hand with liberty, securing liberty, and of course a public-private partnership, the Dragonomy, to be for security service and defense only. Security service and defense only. NORAD, North America, coast to coast, and of course NORAD, NATO. That's it. That's all rock and roll. We got that 30-second now. Sweden, the DRT debt refusion theory is the only way. As I go up on these stairs, want to finance, I go up and down these stairs 300 times for all your choosing, for the farmers, for the butchers, for the bakers, for the nurses, doctors, firefighters, la la la. Take a little bit of that sun, so good. Here in nature, meditating, somebody's kissing now, somebody's hugging, somebody's joyous, the children, the youth, for their future. The DRT debt refusion theory, take again all the debt, public and private. My debt, your debt, our debt, Canada coast to coast, public and private, converted to US dollars, added with the US dollar, Mexican peso, public private, converted to US dollars, added up to the US dollars. That money will be the initial money supply. So that money will be the initial money supply for a new central global bank, a new global bank, if you will, to issue the Universal Exchange Unit, to issue the UE based on the US dollar. We'll put a limit on the interest charges. There's going to be a limit of 10%, no higher than 10%, so it's going to be 10% max. It can be 9%, 3.33%, 1.56, 7.18, 4.18, 9.3, whatever the case may be. So of course it can be any of those, and it could be any of the aforementioned, but it could be less than 10. So of course it could be 10 or 9 or 8, whatever. whatever the case may be. So that is the DRT theory, debt refusion theory applied, debt refusion theory applied, debt refusion theory applied, the debt refusion theory applied. So take all the public and the private debt, refuse it, create what I call the universal exchange unit based on the US dollar, based on biometrics. So I'm calling them astrological Scorpio Bill Gates, the hand, the voice, and the eye unique biometric, the hand, the voice, and the eye unique biometric identifiers, the hand, the voice, and the eye are unique biometric identifiers. So all that, all the money, public and the private, will be the initial money supply for this new global central bank to issue the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, preferably by biometrics. So all that debt, the public and the private debt, will be the initial money supply for this new global central bank. So Canada, United States, Mexico, Haiti, all of course the collective North American civilization, of course all the complex of the civilization of North America. Yours truly from this rock and roll 24/7 for the butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, and all those involved in the production and distribution of food. Yeah. So right here we are, the mountain going in the sun, and having a little bit of that gratitude, for the butchers, for the farmers, for the doctors, and for the grocery store clerks, and all involved. I feel so good right here. The DIT, debt refusion theory, for the creation of the UE. Look how green that is from the lusciousness of the sun. Lusciousness of the sun rays. So take all public and private debt, refuse it, all that number, create the universal exchange unit by biometrics. So I'm calling my Scorpio Bill Gates, Blackhawk, BlackRock, Blackstone, and BlackRock are different financial institutions. Larry Fink, another Scorpio by Scorpio Joe Biden, another Scorpio Joe Biden. Lots of Scorpios, doesn't matter the astrological sign, of course. I gotta watch out for branches falling, but nonetheless, create the DRT, debt refusion theory. And I'm doing a long one because now the air is kind of fresh, and I'm gonna go through of course the forest more. We're gonna switch to that French, but once again I want to finish discussing the DRT. So take all the public and the private debt, private and the public of Canada coast to coast, that number added up, converted to US dollars, because the United States dollar still is the currency of choice for international trade, world finance, and global affairs, and import-export. So do that conversion, and of course convert it to US dollars, the Mexican peso, the public and the private, the public and the private with the pesos, convert it to US dollars, do that conversion, and of course all that in the trillions is gonna be in those trillions, and we're gonna do the conversion to US dollars, and of course we're gonna do that conversion to US dollars, and all the money, the debt, the public and the private debt, we're gonna refuse it, the public and the private debt, and that money where we're gonna be the foundations for the new global central bank, the new economic central bank, and we're gonna issue the UE, the Universal Exchange Unit, based on biometrics, and also it could be not just digital, but it could be currency like we have now. So that is the solution. Take all public and private debt of North American countries, convert it to US dollars. That number will be the initial money supply. So all the public and the private debt will be the initial money supply in circulation of this new global central bank, and then we'll set an interest rate limit of 10%. It could be less, not more, less than 10%, not more. It can be less, not more, less, not more, and then do that refusion, and of course that will be the initial money supply. With all this money, we're going to be able to finance the building of more infrastructure, bridges to finance the two complementary covenant and cooperative institutions of the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdoms. My dream, which I am crediting first and foremost trillions of kisses for its foundation, right here on the Rock&Roll. As we're gonna go around the bounce, take a look at those rocks where they are, and we're gonna flip by the side. See here, you can come by the south and by the north. And now the last time we took this trail, there was a lot of course, snow here. There was a lot of snow. There was a lot of snow right here. So we took a lot of detours in the deep forest on the mountain. We like to do that, and now even it's a bit muddy, but we're able. So once again, I'm gonna say once again for the TRT, I'm gonna close it up with that. I repeat, I'm an Aspie, but it's important. So take all, because this is the solution. And the curse of Asperger's, which I had struggled, losing friends, making friends, losing them, and due to my obsessions. But you know, there's no medication for Aspie's medication. There's non-existent. There's no medication for Asperger's. I just learned to live with my condition, not to approach citizens too close when I converse, not to repeat things, not to do gestures, which I got Asperger's gestures, you know, so these those Aspies. So we got Asperger's, so that's about it. Rock and roll 24/7 with it, but I got that solution, and it's the DRT. Thanks to the curse of Asperger's, I've studied, read. So take all the debt, public and private debt, Canada, United States, Mexico, converted to US dollar. That will be all the debt added together of Canada, United States, Mexico, Haiti, all the North American countries. It can be expanded beyond NATO, NORAD. It can be transatlantic, even more transatlantic, whatever, allies, blah, blah, blah. So keep in mind, I am crediting not just philosophy in the TRT, but trillions of kisses for the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, which when I say the dancing goddess and the dragon kingdom, vice versa, dragon empire, the dancing goddess kingdom, I'm crediting it first and foremost with 718 trillions of kisses. 718 trillions of kisses. 718 trillion, 718 418 156 093 093. So trillions, a trillion is 1,000 billion. So I got those trillions of kisses. Kisses, KISS. So with some push-ups, some hawks, some rock and roll with it, but kisses I got. So gotta salute the firefighters, gotta salute the firefighters, and get that butchers, get that bakers, and get it for that DRT, and support the debt refusion theory for the creation of the UE is the only solution, my brothers and sisters. Now I can say with most clarity and passion as I go hydrate, that is the only solution. So take all public and private debt, my debt, your debt, Canada, United States, Mexico, convert it to US dollars. So of course there's gonna be a conversion. Please don't leave stuff like here. This has to be recycled. I don't mind you eating chocolate. I love chocolate. I love sweets. Gotta recycle, do that, because we got flora, fauna here, and hogs and all sorts of creatures which are gonna appreciate my effort. We gotta do a big thing, blah blah blah. So yours truly on the march, encouraging all to work out, train, exercise, support the DRT, debt refusion to take all public and private debt. My debt, your debt, added together, converted, all that money will be the initial money supply. Freeze all the prices, create the UE Universal Exchange Unit based on the US dollar, then freeze the prices. Starts with me today, this 27th of March. The prices of butter, bread, standardized prices of goods. And of course, create the Universal Exchange Unit, Universal Exchange Unit. The only solution, create the UE just like they did in Europe, but across North America. We can unite with across North America, North Americans. I'm a North American. I'm a North American world peace advocate for world peace, but all I really know is here North America. So yours truly, right here, the DRT helps support the building of the House of the Dragon face to face with the Forgotten Goddess Temple, 7 stories high in a rainbow. For activities such as full moon, dancing, tarot interpretation, dream interpretation, because it takes that irrational and the nature. Forgotten Goddess Temple, I want to see it built here, 7 stories high, rainbow, and here, House of the Dragon face to face with the Forgotten Goddess Temple. All I need is 3 rooms, a sleeping quarter, a bathroom with a bathtub, a sleeping quarters with a sleeping quarters, a kitchen with a kitchen, a kitchen to cook, a sleeping quarters, a room to snore away dragon style, and of course a bathroom with a bathtub. to take a bath in a pyramid, simple, austere, severe, Spartan-like, dragon 21st, stand for Telemites. The dancing goddess in the Dragon Kingdom headquarters, right here, the dancing goddess army, headquarters for that DGA, North American citizen, blah, 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 integrated dance league, blah, 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 and the dragon army, blah, 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 tra la 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 la, blah, 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 and to build it, pyramid for the dragon army, security and service, face-to-face, forgotten goddess, temple, 7 stories high, credit kisses, tickles, blah blah blah, and marching steps, push-ups with it, and the house of the dragon, house of the dragon here, face to face for that, face to face right here in the sun to have events. I'm gonna go get a little bit more hydration because I'm that thirsty again. So we're gonna go in the back. We're gonna switch to that French. Once again, grateful, thankful, my rent's paid, electricity bill's paid, got food and coffee, and you know, for the bridge builders today, meditating, everything that's going on now, truckers, butchers, firefighters, all those involved in the production and the distribution of food, and all those, of course, who are on the railroads, the train conductors, and the bridge builders, building those bridges, and those who build the bridges, and those who build those aqueducts, public workers, those who build the bridges in the past, and now in the future, for today, those who are building some bridges today or repairing, because there's reparations going on bridges from Canada, US, Mexico, coast, North America now. Gotta think, give a little bit of rock and roll to them. You know, because maybe one day Dragon Army gonna take those bridges. Dragon Army gonna take those bridges. Not take for ourselves, but secure for security, for prosperity, for defense, for some joy of working out, training, exercising. My fitness journey starts today, as yours can, and yours got to start today as well. That's all the attitude I take on the daily, because I started 6 years ago, more than 6 years ago. I was depressed and suicidal. The event that propelled, got me out of depression was when I traveled coast to coast to Canada. I traveled coast to coast to Canada. Coast to coast, I traveled to Canada. Coast to coast, went west, out west, Vancouver, British Columbia. Came back, went by bus. It took 3.5 days. Me and my anonymous sister, greatest woman I know. God love for you. I'm a Swiftie, Taylor Swift. But my anonymous sister deserves to be 7, the number after 6, 6 before 8 is 7. 7 times richer than Taylor Swift, Oprah, and Beyonce. 7 times richer than Beyonce, Taylor Swift. So yours truly. Anyways, if I make $1 million, gonna give her half, 50-50. If I make $1 billion, gonna give her half, 50-50. If I make $1 trillion, gonna give her half. So yours truly, on the go, on the roll, on the road. 77. That's interesting. Providence. It's like 93. So anyways, thinking about those, building those bridges, the bridge builders, and those building the bridges, and who built the bridges, specifically between 1947 and 1991, public workers, and who are gonna build some, who are working on bridge building now, who are working on some more bridges, we're gonna work on more bridges now. Today, bridges are being repaired across North America. You know, new bridges being planned. Bridges got to be torn down, reconstructed, like we did with Champlain Bridge. Champlain stood more than 50 years. What? 50 years, more than that. Now we got infrastructure, Renewal Act, man. It's no play here. It's no play. Nobody's playing around, man. We need to incorporate play in workforce. Understanding and love. We cannot base all our actions, all our civilization on just strength and force. We gotta have a little bit of love and understanding. We gotta have a little bit of love and understanding. So rock and roll, 24/7 on the go. It's gratitude, man. You know, I'm financially struggling, $10,000, $500, $10,500 in debt, and I had employments I like, but you know, Aspies and temporary employment and XYZ, it didn't work, whatever. But it's always good to approach, say things, you know, directly, and you know, say yes. And I do mistakes, so many things. I am mediocre, average, and so-so at some things. I am mediocre, average, and so-so at things. I am mediocre, average, and so-so at things. I am mediocre, average, and so-so at some things. While I am so-so, mediocre, and average at some things, I am great, excellent at geopolitical analysis. There's unmatched, because that's my obsession as an aspie. Geopolitics 24/7. I'm great at dancing, is my favorite sport, the world's greatest dancer. Great at civilizational discussions about civilization and civilizational studies, and I'm a civilizational theorist as well, and a great geopolitical analyst and theorist who's also a rock and roll comedian. Got a little bit of humor and rock and roll. You know. Grateful, thankful for today. So meditating on the Baltimore bridges, you know. I gotta learn more about the bridge. But I wonder, you know, how much, when the bridges were built, you know. I mean, to get to the island, it takes to cross the bridges, man. So I always salute, always think those workers, you know. Because the workers, the bridges, man, it takes a lot of work, that, hey? With the cement and the rock, building bridges is quite an art, quite an art, quite an art. An art, a work of art. It's a work of art. Work of art. So I gotta take that vigil, you know. So gotta say for those building the bridges, man, you know. It's squids, man, you know, it's blah blah blah. So I gotta get some more hydration. Gonna switch it to that French, because we ain't let that bill prevails. But nonetheless, for the bridge builders of yesterday, tomorrow, gotta already send. To hydrate some more, get that thirsty, man. 5:41. Sunset is at 7. I guess we're gonna march towards the sun a little bit. As we do, hydrate, you know. Thank you, Public Works. Public Workers, man. As the aqueducts going, changing, that's also Public Works. You gotta get that private and that public dance. Everything dancing goddess of the Dragon Kingdom is a public-private partnership dance. Get ready to rock and roll. Rock and roll! Et du rock and roll, bienvenue. On est sur la montagne des gens, on va faire une chanson pour l'introduction. Aujourd'hui, en marche sur le Mont-Royal pour ceux qui ont construit les ponts publics du Québec et de la belle province, comme le pont Champlain qui était de Renouveau. Du Renouveau, ça en prend pour moi, j'en mets sur la table. Des bisous, puis des châteaux, puis des câlins avec du rock'n'roll, il y en a plein. Le dragon arc-en-ciel vous chante aujourd'hui, puis pour demain. En vis-à-vis l'événement de Baltimore, nos voisins, nos cousins des États-Unis ou moi-même, j'étais né dans d'autres vies 2 fois dans des vies antérieures. Andrette aux États-Unis après 1776 et 2 fois j'ai servi dans l'armée des États-Unis. Oui, mes chers, vous avez bien entendu. Et donc, en me balançant un peu, me faire des étirements ici, il y a un bon écho pour que je chante. Pour ceux qui ont construit les ponts de la métropole de Montréal, de la belle province, le Champlain, le Jacques-Cartier, puis le Meunier, ça en prend la menuiserie, du ciment puis du béton, pour l'Amérique du Nord. Pour l'Amérique du Nord, les travailleurs qui ont construit les ponts. Les ponts, ça en prend, ça a pris du ciment, du béton, ben oui. Du ciment puis du béton pour en construire les ponts. Du ciment puis du béton pour en construire les ponts. Ça en pris ben du travail, ben que ça y a ben province. Puis y a ben des travailleurs, des travaux publics, des travailleurs, des travaux publics. Ça en prend la construction de chez moi. Des travailleurs du public, de la belle province, Canada puis du Québec, puis de l'Amérique du Nord jusqu'au Mexique. Des ponts ont été construits, ont été bien bâtis. On en construit encore, du renouveau, ben oui encore. Pour toujours le dragon qui chante du rock'n'roll. Pour les boulangers, les boulangeries, les fermiers, les camionneurs, que ça soit d'aujourd'hui. Pour les pompiers qu'on les aime. Les pompiers, bébé d'amour, travailleurs en travail public. Des chantiers ça construisent jusqu'en haut bébé des grues. Les grues puis ça avance, des genoux puis ça relance. Pour la belle province de l'Amérique du Nord, le dragon qui chante. Les ponts ils ont été construits et bien bâtis, du ciment puis du béton. Les travailleurs en construction, qu'on les aime bien comme faut, avec une chanson du ton sur la grue en haut, que ça soit avec du métal puis du ciment. Avec un marteau-martel conjugué dans bécherelle. Avec du marteau-martel, que ça soit conjugué dans bécherelle. Avec du marteau, frappe, ouais donc, que ça soit dans bécherelle. Ah ouais donc, pour ça soit le marteau. Dans le bécherelle, ah ouais, en haut, pour ça soit, ah ouais, bécherelle. On conjugue, puis on y va à la marche sur le Mont-Royal de votre dragon qui vous chante. Puis si vous venez sur le Mont-Royal, je vous fais une petite chanson du Rock&Roll 24/24 de ma grotte. Et bien sûr, du chanson 24/24. Pas de champignons, ne pas faire la cueillette des champignons. Puis s'il vous plaît, si vous venez ici sur la montagne, s'il vous plaît, mes chers, ne laissez pas des déchets, puis des choses, parce que moi-même, je viens d'en ramasser. Puis je fais de le ramassage, puis il faut que ça aille dans le recyclage. Ça, si c'est des matières recyclables, on met ça dans le recyclage. Si c'est de la poubelle, on met ça dans les poubelles, mes chers. Parce qu'on a les travaux publics, c'est pour ça qu'il faut faire le ramassage. Il ne faut pas laisser des choses pour ça polluer. Parce qu'on a des lapins, on a des oiseaux, des lapins, toutes sortes d'oiseaux, toutes sortes de lapins, toutes sortes d'oiseaux ici. Il faut ça faire. Ça, il faut faire le ramassage. Qu'on ramasse. On ne veut pas laisser les choses tomber. C'est du recyclage. Et bien sûr, il faut faire le recyclage, il faut ramasser. On ramasse les vidanges, on ramasse les poubelles, puis on salue les travailleurs publics. Puis l'Hydro-Québec, je viens d'avoir le camion, ça. J'imagine maintenant, quand je vois l'Hydro-Québec, je suis toujours la méditation. Toutes les centrales qui ont été bâties, le travail, l'espoir, la transpiration, la sueur, c'est de la gratitude. Hein? Mon loyer est payé pour le mois de mars. Ma facture d'électricité est payée pour le mois de mars. Ça, hein? Avril, ça vient. Puis ça, il faut les fermer, s'il vous plaît. Il faut juste les fermer parce qu'il y a des écureuils et tout ça, ils s'en vont dedans. Mettez pas du café, hein? Ça c'est du café, mais il faut que ça soit fermé parce que sinon, si vous voyez, moi je vais mettre qu'est-ce que je viens de ramasser, on met dans le bac. Ça c'est recyclage, puis c'est des matières recyclables. Il faut que ça soit, ça c'est le recyclage, puis les poubelles c'est l'autre bord. Fait qu'il faut que je recycle, puis on va les fermer quand même. Il faut les fermer, puis là parce que j'ai touché, je sais pas combien de gens qui l'ont touché avant moi, fait que l'hygiène en public, oh, il m'en manque un. Faut que je le mette celle-là aussi. Fuck. Puis pas de sonde chaude, pas de choses chaudes, parce que ici, ça c'est les bacs verts, c'est des bacs de recyclage. Puis là, c'est écrit du plastique, verre, métal, carton de lait et de jus, que ça va. Puis il faut que ça soit bien sûr des matières recyclables. On voit les petits le triangle, comme dans le cercle, il y a un triangle de trois flèches, là, de trois flèches, ça dit recyclable. Ah! C'est frais. Ça, c'est du désinfectant. Ça tue les bactéries, les germes puis les microbes. On y va, 10. On tue les bactéries puis les microbes. On se lave les mains. L'hygiène publique. On tue les bactéries puis les microbes. Ah ouais, l'hygiène publique. On tue les bactéries puis les microbes. Ah ouais, l'hygiène publique. On tue les bactéries et les microbes. Ah ouais, l'hygiène publique. Votre dragon arc-en-ciel vous demande, s'il vous plaît. Oui, ça soit. Oui, 3, 2, 1, bon. Ça sent fort quand même. Il faut que je fasse. Ouais. J'en ai encore pendant un couple de jours, mais je fais du remplissage. Oui, ça c'est du désinfectant des mains. Ça tue les bactéries puis les gens parce que j'ai touché, je ne sais pas combien de gens qui l'ont touché avant moi, puis après moi qui vont toucher. Fait que ça fait pour l'hygiène en public. J'ai cette obsession. J'ai l'Asperger's. Je suis artiste athlète et avec Asperger's, je suis double A parallèle à double A, aspi avec amnésie, rétrograde, l'amnésie rétrograde, aspi avec amnésie, puis artiste, athlète, philosophe. Puis, je me souviens avoir déménagé, puis tout le travail que j'ai fait en tant que YouTuber, puis bien sûr ici, en prenant ma journée ici, puis en prenant qu'est-ce que je fais du bénévolat ici, puis bien sûr, ma trinité de théorie de philosophie, bien sûr, ici, puis toujours je suis content de voir des gens faire l'entraînement physique, puis ça m'encourage, parce que l'entraînement physique, c'est une de mes obsessions, mais en tant qu'aspi, vous savez, nous, les aspi, on a Asperger, on a les obsessions, mes obsessions, c'est la géopolitique, 24 sur 24, des analyses géopolitiques, j'en fais en masse avec des détails, puis des analyses profondes, puis l'entraînement physique aussi, ben, ça fait 6 ans que j'ai commencé à m'entraîner, puis bien sûr, ça commence toujours aujourd'hui, mon entraînement physique, puis ça fait toujours que je suis content quand je m'entraîne, puis voir l'île de Montréal, là, ici, on est sûr. Le Montréal. On va aller voir la ville un peu, penser, faire une méditation des ponts, le pont Champlain est là. Puis le pont, il y a bien des ponts, le pont Champlain, le pont Jacques-Cartier, puis saluant les travailleurs des ponts qui ont bâti les ponts, mais ceux qui l'ont construit, ça a pris du ciment et du béton pour les construire, bien sûr, puis ça va en prendre encore, puis aujourd'hui, grâce à Baltimore, vu bien sûr le pont de Baltimore, il a été endommagé, là, fait que aujourd'hui, je fais bien sûr tout l'effort de faire une défense pour une marche, bien sûr, pour ceux qui ont travaillé les ponts. Puis j'imagine combien ça a pris, hein? Ça a pris bien du travail, puis ça va prendre bien d'autres travail aussi. Wow! Et les ponts là-bas. Fait pour les travailleurs de pont qui l'ont fait, les travailleurs des ponts qui l'ont fait là-bas. Ouais, les ponts, la ville de Montréal, puis ça a toujours fait avec les ponts, ça, les montagnes. Anyways, puis ça, bien sûr, ça, il faut que ça soit. Vous pouvez amener les gants ici, tu sais. Si vous trouvez des gants ici, comme ça, vous pouvez les amener aux objets perdus. C'est ça que je vais faire maintenant. Je vais amener ces gants-là aux objets perdus. Une paire de gants, vous trouvez ici, comme je viens de trouver ici. Et tout ça, avec ça. C'est de la même personne, mais j'ai trouvé une paire de gants, fait que je vais les amener aux objets perdus. C'est là qu'il faut les amener. Anyways, pour les travailleurs de pont aujourd'hui, le pont de chez nous, cette marche est dédiée aux travailleurs qui ont bâti les ponts en Amérique du Nord entre 1947 et 1991 à 1947 et 1991 à 1947 et 1991. Ceux qui ont bâti, qui ont construit les ponts durant ce temps-là, puis c'est ça. That's it, that's all rock-and-roll. Et bien sûr, qui ont bâti les ponts hier, maintenant, ils sont en train de construire des ponts en Amérique du Nord, à bâtir ou en faire du renouveau. C'est possible quand même. Qu'il y ait des ponts maintenant, que c'est faire du rebâtir, puis il faut toujours faire de la méditation, puis j'emmène ça ici, pour la Publik. En tout cas, je vais laisser ici parce que c'est ici que ça va. Fait que ils vont faire le ramassage aux autres. Là. Je peux leur demander. Puis que je m'en vais l'autre bord. Je vais l'emmener l'autre bord, peut-être qu'il y a du monde là-bas. On va aller voir. De toute manière, on fait l'exercice et puis l'entraînement physique. De toute manière, on fait l'entraînement physique. Bon, en tout cas. On va emmener la paire de gants de l'autre bord. On va aller vers le soleil de toute manière, ça va faire du bien. Déjà, quand je vois le soleil, puis ils en frappent ça fait des frappes de lumière de soleil, ça fait toujours du bien. Puis la lumière du soleil, il faut que je fasse attention aux enfants, par exemple. Ça, je me tarde. Anyways, je vais le soleil, puis aujourd'hui en méditation sur ceux qui ont bâti les ponts, tu sais. Bâti des ponts. Combien de marteaux ça a pris, une méditation, en construire les ponts, tu sais. Juste prenez, quand même. Tu sais. Fait que les ponts, tu sais, c'est comme un art. Parce que la civilisation, c'est un privilège. Hein? Fait qu'en méditant sur les ponts qui ont été bâtis, le pont Champlain, prenez moi-même. J'ai jamais travaillé sur un pont. Tu sais. J'ai jamais travaillé sur un pont. Ben, je sais quoi, je sais un peu. Je sais que ça prend du muscle puis du cerveau. Comme on a vu le pont à Baltimore. Il vient de s'écraser. Maintenant, je me dis, c'est possible que ça arrive ici? C'est possible. Pour ça, il faut que je remercie les travailleurs qui ont travaillé sur les bâtir les ponts aujourd'hui. Imaginez-vous tout le ciment, les marteaux, le travail qui a été fait juste pour bâtir le pont Champlain. L'homme Jacques-Cartier. C'est un art, ça. Bâtir des ponts. Combien de ponts j'ai bâtis? Je chante du Rock&Roll pour les autres 24 sur 24. Tu sais? Il y a bien des ponts pour en bâtir. Tu sais? Des travailleurs en construction. Ils s'en vont sur les grues en haut, ils risquent leur vie. Tu sais? C'est qui bâtit les... C'est les autres, hein? Les travailleurs en construction. Les fermiers dans les fermes. Tu sais? C'est un privilège, tout ça. C'est un privilège. Tu sais, les centrales de l'Hydro-Québec. Sans les centrales de l'Hydro-Québec, je ne pourrais pas faire cette vidéo ici. Tu sais, imaginez-vous comment ils ont bâti ces centrales. Mais, me réveille, je n'aurai pas d'électricité sinon. C'est un privilège. C'est un privilège. Merci, merci, merci. T'es allé à Bay James. T'as construit les centrales. C'est pas de la comédie. C'est de la comédie aussi, là, mais... Tu sais, il faut apprécier les choses. Il faut avoir les lumières ici. Là. Imaginez tout le travail qui a été fait en dessous pour connecter tout ça. Là. Ça pollue pas en plus. C'est un privilège. La civilisation est un privilège. Je vais leur chanter pour qu'ils en construisent 7 autres centrales. Qu'ils en bâtissent d'autres. Ah ouais. Eh oui. J'aurais pas pu chauffer mon café sans Hydro-Québec un matin. J'aurais pas pu prendre ma douche. Faire de la cuisine. Merci Hydro-Québec. Merci les pompiers. On les aime les pompiers. On les aime les fermiers, les travailleurs dans l'agriculture, les officiers. Il n'y a pas d'amour. Vous ne me parlez pas d'amour, je suis sourd. Je vous entends rien. Vous ne parlez pas d'amour. Rien savoir. Je vous entends pas. J'entends rien. Je suis sourd. Ne parlez pas d'amour, la gratitude, rien savoir. Rien savoir, merci, bonjour. Ne parlez pas de chanson rock&roll. Merci, bonjour. Ne parlez pas de l'entraînement physique. Je veux rien savoir. Ne parlez pas d'amour. Ne parlez pas de gratitude, je veux rien savoir. Rien savoir. Vous ne parlez pas d'amour, vous ne parlez pas de gratitude. Je veux rien savoir. Rien savoir. Ne parlez pas d'amour et gratitude. Je veux rien savoir. Parlez pas d'entraînement physique. Rien savoir. Rien savoir. Parlez pas d'amour ni de gratitude, je veux rien savoir. Je veux rien savoir. Ouais, ou ben. Je veux rien savoir. Ben la gratitude avec du vin. Des gens qui s'entraînent, ben, ça fait du bien. Faites de l'entraînement physique. Comme les voix qui fassent, faites, cours à la course, ça fait bien. C'est ça que j'aime voir, hein? L'entraînement physique. Parlez-moi de la comédie, l'entraînement physique, la défense. Mon rêve. Le rêve de la déesse et du dragon, mais qui se manifeste fondamentalement comme un appel à un partenariat public-privé. Hein? Sinon, je veux rien savoir. T'sais. Parlez-moi de ça. Hein? Parlez-moi pas de. Parlez-moi de la gratitude. Parlez-moi de la comédie, du cinéma. Puis... C'est sûr, j'en fais de la comédie. C'est sûr, j'en fais du rock-and-roll 24/24. Pas perturber les citoyens, il faut que je me baisse la voix des fois, puis je regarde ce qu'il y a alentour, puis des discussions des fois sensibles. Puis je suis en marche, je suis en route. Radio en route rock-and-roll du dragon. Plus de gratitude puis de remerciements que d'autres choses, je pense. Avec du rock'n'roll. Une chanson, la belle province, ça chante bien dans les airs. Le ciel du rock'n'roll 24/24. Ça, je niaise pas, il y a du rock'n'roll 24/24. Vous voulez des chansons rock'n'roll, j'en ai, des bisous, des câlins, j'en ai. La théorie de la philosophie, j'en ai. L'argent, je t'ai dit 10 500 en dette, mais l'argent, ben, c'est pas. Ça en produit par d'autres choses, c'est ça, la production. Mais maintenant, il n'y a pas d'autre théorie qui peut sauver maintenant que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, puis je vais vous en parler maintenant. Parce que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, ben, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. C'est exactement ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. Donc, je vais vous l'expliquer, je vais vous en parler maintenant, parce que je pense que c'est une théorie, mais je suis convaincu, dans le fond, je suis convaincu. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Et s'il vous plaît, ne laissez pas, ça ne me dérange pas, vous buvez, là. Buvez, mais soyez prudents. Buvez du café, du vin, c'est légal, mais s'il vous plaît, là, juste ne pas laisser les canettes, là, ici. Ça doit être faire du recyclage, ça. Vous voyez? Ça doit être dans le bac de recyclage, Parce que ça doit être, un autre, pour les objets perdus, ouais. Les objets perdus, on va les emmener là-bas, parce que c'est là qu'ils s'en occupent. Ça, il faut que ça soit le recyclage, s'il vous plaît. Et ne laissez pas des produits ici qui peuvent nuire à la flore, à la faune, à l'environnement. On a une zone de préservation ici, dans la montagne. Fait qu'il faut faire le recyclage, là. Faire le recyclage. Il faut mettre ça dans les bacs de vidange. Ben, celui-là, il va dans le bac de recyclage, parce que... Je vais checker, là, mais... Je vais faire une vérification, on va voir. Ça va-tu être recyclage, ça? Peut-être. Je dois checker, quand même. On va voir. Censé avoir le triangle puis le cercle, là. Le cercle, là, puis le triangle. Et voilà. Et voilà. Dans le recyclage. Bon. Là, on a checké, mais il y a quand même un doute, là. C'est-tu compostable, ça? Ok, ça, c'est déjà fait de recyclage, ça. Cette tasse c'est fait 10% de fibres recyclées après consommation. Fait que si c'est fait, on va mettre dans le recyclage. Parce qu'il faut regarder, bien sûr. Anyways. Anyways. So here we go. Et voilà. Donc là, je vais vous montrer la dette publique. Les services de la dette publique. Donc, je veux dire qu'il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Ça, je suis convaincu. Il n'y a pas d'autre. Même le corbeau, il dit, ouais, le corbeau Corneille, il dit, oui, oui, oui. Je suis d'accord. Et là, en haut, hein. Anyways, fait qu'il n'y a pas d'autre solution que la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Que la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Que la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Et je commencer par vous dire, puis pouvoir montrer pourquoi je dis ça. Pourquoi vous dites ça. Ben, ça c'est la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Ça c'est la dette, le service de la dette publique. C'est ce chiffre-là que je vais vous montrer maintenant. Donc ça c'est un chiffre qui se trouve sur la Banque du Canada. Ce chiffre-là, c'est l'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette. L'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette, qu'on a payé en 2020-2021, c'était de 20,3 milliards. 20,3 milliards. Sur la dette publique. Là. Sur la dette publique. Hein? Sur la dette publique. Ça, c'est le chiffre. Là. 1 milliard, ça a doublé. Là. En 3 ans, ça a plus que doublé. Parce que 20,3. Fait que, entendez, je veux juste aller boire de l'eau, m'hydrater, puis laisser là où. Puis laisser là pour les objets perdus ici. Puis après ça, je vais en discuter. On continue à faire le tour. De retour. Ok, il n'y a personne. Il n'y avait personne là. Ah, c'est parce qu'il est déjà tard, peut-être. Fermé pour la journée. Ok, je comprends, mais je vais juste laisser ça ici parce que c'est eux autres qui s'en occupent. Les objets perdus. Fait que je laisse les objets perdus sur la table parce que les autres, ils s'en occupent. Fait que, et voilà. Je vais me laver les mains encore quand même parce que je sais pas qui a touché puis tout ça parce que je suis un peu obsédé par l'hygiène en public. Là, ok, 6h08. Mais j'ai laissé ça là parce que je sais que la dernière fois, c'est soit ici, à ce bureau ici, ou à l'autre sur le Mont-Royal. Fait qu'il n'y avait personne, mais je pense que c'est déjà 6h. Ils ont fermé peut-être à 4h30, 4h. Fait qu'ils sont partis. Mais je vais juste me désinfecter les mains. Bien comme il le faut encore une fois parce que je sais pas, je les ai touchés, mais une paire de gants, puis des attaches cheveux. Fait que 10, 9, Rock&Roll du dragon, on se désinfecte les mains. Rock&Roll du dragon, on se désinfecte les mains. Rock&Roll du dragon, on se désinfecte les mains. Ben comme il le faut, avec du savon puis de l'eau. Ou sinon avec du désinfectant des mains. Et voilà, on a fait du bon désinfectage. Et on en fait d'autres, puis on le remet et on ferme la poche pour ne pas le perdre. Et on va aller faire, qu'est-ce qu'on fait? L'hydratation, mes chers. On voit que le soleil, il n'y a plus de soleil. Il n'y a plus de soleil. Mais il y a du soleil, le soleil toujours se lève puis toujours se couche, mais il est 6h09, fait que on a quand même 1 heure à y faire du rock-and-roll dans la montagne. Puis, ouais, parce que le total que j'ai commencé l'entraînement physique, ben, ça fait quand même un bout. Là. Il est 6h09. Fait que moi, j'ai commencé, ça fait déjà 3h33 environ. 3h33. On va faire boire de l'eau, l'hydratation. L'hydratation. Ah ouais, on est prêt pour boire de l'eau. On s'hydrate. Merci de faire public. Public, let's go. Oups, on boit de l'eau, on s'hydrate. Bon, on avait une bonne hydratation. On est prêt pour aller faire une autre ronde parce que c'est en temps supplémentaire. À chaque fois, tous les fois, on sort ici. Et je vais vous discuter la théorie de la refusion de la dette, mes chers. C'est la seule et unique solution. Où qui a maintenant la solution? La théorie de la dette, il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Mes chers, oh, je vois du monde qui se tient par la main, vous faites bien. C'est ça qui me donne la joie quand je vois le monde qui s'entraîne. Il faut l'entraînement physique et quand j'entends la gratitude qui j'ai des alliés puis armés prêtés allégeance de légion. Donc, il est 6h12. Je vais vous montrer encore une fois pourquoi je dis que la seule théorie en ce moment qui peut sauver, bien sûr, les finances publiques, c'est la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Donc, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est ma théorie. Puis, encore une fois, c'est sorti de peut-être la malédiction de l'Asperger's. Puis, bien sûr, je savais qu'avec l'Asperger's, mais bien des aspects qui ont l'Asperger's comme moi, on a des obsessions. Mes obsessions principales, ben, c'est la géopolitique, les analyses en géopolitique. Puis en théorie, je suis un analyste et théoricien indépendant en géopolitique. Puis le sport, je suis obsédé par le sport, l'entraînement physique, la danse, puis bien sûr la philosophie, les études de civilisation. Et je peux vous dire qu'à cause de cette malédiction, parce que durant les dernières années, ben, j'ai perdu beaucoup d'amis à cause de ça, puis je me suis fait de nouveaux amis, je les ai perdus, puis dernièrement, ces dernières années, durant la COVID, j'ai accepté, je suis différent, je fais partie d'une petite minorité de 0,44%, 0,44%, 0,44% de citoyens qui ont l'Asperger's, qui sont aspis. Puis bien sûr, quand les aspis sont obsédés par certains sujets, puis en étant à avoir des obsessions par certains sujets, mais c'est comme la géopolitique pour moi-même, puis la danse, le sport, puis l'entraînement physique, bien sûr, le sport, l'entraînement physique. Et bien sûr, j'ai commencé mon entraînement physique il y a 6 ans, 6 ans et demi, quand j'étais en dépression puis suicidaire. Puis l'événement qui m'a fait de moi-même sortir de la dépression puis de suicidaire, c'est quand j'ai traversé le Canada côte à côte. J'étais allé premièrement à Vancouver, à côte ouest. C'est à côte ouest en autobus. Ça a pris 3 jours et demi là, avec ma soeur anonyme qui mérite d'être, je t'aime bien Céline, mais ma soeur anonyme, la meilleure femme que je connais, mérite d'être 7 fois. Le chiffre après 6, le chiffre après 6, le chiffre après 6, c'est 7 avant 8. Elle mérite d'être 7 fois plus riche que toi, Céline, mais même si je t'écris puis je te souhaite la santé pour venir danser pour les fermiers puis les travailleurs publics, puis les Hydro-Québec, on danse, on chante, puis toi tu chantes, moi je danse, quelque chose comme ça, puis vice-versa. C'est la santé, mais ma soeur anonyme mérite d'être 7 fois plus riche que Céline. Puis oh, il y a la neige encore. Oups, la neige, anyways. encore une fois, ma théorie, la réfusion de la dette, je dis certains, sans doute, que c'est la seule et unique théorie en ce moment qui peut nous sortir d'où qu'on est dans les enjeux de public, de la dette publique. Et je vais vous montrer pourquoi je dis ça. Que je suis convaincu, puis encore une fois, la théorie de la dette, ça fait que c'est sorti d'être maudit par l'Asperger's dit. Mais il y a une bénédiction pour moi, pour vous, pour nous, parce que j'ai tellement étudié ces dernières années dans les géopolitiques puis les civilisations, parce que je suis obsédé par les études de civilisation, puis je spécialise dans l'ancienne Sumérie, dans la Sumérie, puis bien sûr dans la Rome, ancien Rome, là, pas juste l'Empire, mais bien sûr la civilisation romaine, puis bien sûr la Sumérie, puis la civilisation romaine, puis avec ça, bien sûr, avec la civilisation de l'ancienne Égypte, puis une autre civilisation nord-américaine, parce que Québécois, Québécoises, puis Canadiens, on constitue un complexe de civilisation nord-américaine, on constitue un complexe civilisationnel, ou un nouveau complexe de civilisation en Amérique du Nord. Les Québécois et Québécoises constituent un complexe de civilisation, donc nous on fait partie, nous on fait partie, nous on fait partie, nous on fait partie, nous on fait partie. Et donc bien sûr, ici, je vais vous montrer pourquoi je dis ça, parce que je suis convaincu que c'est la seule et unique solution en ce moment, tu sais. La seule et unique solution en ce moment que ça fasse, c'est bien sûr pour l'entrée, pour une solution concrète, puis une théorie que l'implémentation doit l'être aussitôt possible. Et donc, regardez, je vous dis bien sûr où qu'on est rendu avec la dette publique. Ça, c'est les chiffres officiels de la Banque du Canada. Ça, j'ai pris cette photo-là le 22 novembre, quand ça a passé à la télé, regardez. Ça dit en anglais ballooning debt charges, ça veut dire combien qu'on paye d'intérêt. Servir la dette, c'est des mots, en d'autres mots, c'est l'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique. Donc, en 2020-2021, la dette, l'intérêt, seulement l'intérêt, c'est pas toute la dette publique, ça, seulement l'intérêt qu'on payait sur la dette publique, en 2020-2021, c'était 20,3 milliards. 20,3 milliards, 20,3 milliards. 1 milliard, c'est 1000 millions. 3 ans plus tard, 2023-2024, c'est 46,5 milliards, 46,5. Double, là, c'est plus que double. Ça a plus que doublé juste payer la dette, imaginez-vous. Parce qu'en 2020-2021, c'était 20,3 milliards. Le double de ça aurait été 40,6 milliards. 2023-2024, c'est 46,5 milliards. 46,5 milliards de dettes. 46,5 milliards de dettes. C'est 46,5 milliards de dettes. 46,5 milliards de dettes qu'on paye de dettes seulement. Le soleil voit le pape, il dit ouais, il fait un clin d'œil, oui, il fait un clin d'œil, oui, soutenez Louis. Fait que prendre toute la dette, je vais l'expliquer la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Maintenant, c'est la seule solution, puis encore une fois, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, ma théorie, c'est la seule solution. En ce moment, il n'y a pas d'autre solution, mes chers. Je vous dis ça de tout plein cœur, avec toutes les imperfections que j'ai, moi-même étant 10 500 en dette. Voilà le soleil, mon pape, qui sortent des nuages, les propage. Et bien sûr qu'il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Donc la théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est prendre toute la dette publique-privée, faire une refusion, puis tenez compte que ma théorie, bien sûr, ça inclut, ma théorie, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. La théorie d'intégration monétaire, c'est exactement qu'est-ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. En Europe, dans la communauté européenne, les Allemands ont laissé faire la Deutsche Mark, les Italiens ont laissé faire le lira, les Français ont laissé faire le franc, et bien d'autres pays ont adopté une monnaie commune. C'est ça la théorie d'intégration monétaire qu'ils ont appliquée en Europe. Bien, ça fait un couple d'années, ça a commencé des années 50, graduellement, puis après ça, dans les années 90, ils l'ont finalement conclu. Puis, ma théorie, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, ça inclut la théorie qu'ils ont fait l'application en Europe. Encore une fois, je vous montre combien on paye d'intérêt seulement sur la dette publique. Ça, c'est seulement l'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique. Ça, c'est seulement l'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique, mes chers. Ça, c'est seulement l'intérêt qu'on paye. Regardez, c'est 20,3 milliards qu'on payait en 2020-2021. Maintenant, c'est 46,5 milliards. Ça, c'est 1000 millions. Ça. Juste l'intérêt service de la dette. Servir la dette, en d'autres mots, payer l'intérêt, c'est l'intérêt qu'on paye sur la dette publique. Ça a plus que doublé en 3 ans, là. Ça a plus que doublé en 3 ans, ça a plus que doublé en 3 ans. On s'en va vers une catastrophe financière publique du point de vue financier. Il n'y a pas de solution, sinon la théorie de la révision de la dette, regardez la ville, comment elle est belle, la métropole. La théorie de la révision de la dette de votre avoir Cassiel, le philosophe, artiste, athlète, aspire avec rare l'amnésie rétrograde, et philosophe et analyste en géopolitique, qui a souffert de choses. J'étais bien malade durant la COVID, j'ai survécu la COVID. J'ai 4 ans quand j'ai survécu la COVID. Je suis mort durant la COVID sur l'île de Montréal. Je suis en train de renaître. Rien que je veux retourner en arrière. Je veux pour aujourd'hui avec l'espoir pour demain. Et prendre toute la dette publique-privée. Ça, c'est la théorie de la réfusion de la dette, la TRD, qui inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire, qui est la seule solution que je vous présente maintenant avec toutes les souffrances et les luttes ayant été en dépression et suicidaire, puis quand, voilà 6 ans et demi, puis quand j'ai traversé le Canada de côte à côte, cet événement-là, ça m'a fait sortir de la dépression parce que je me suis dit tellement de choses pour que je vis, pour écrire des chansons rock&roll, pour visiter tellement de places dans mon pays, tellement gros dans ma province la belle, puis bien sûr à travers l'Amérique du Nord, tellement de choses à faire, puis des réincarnations, puis en continuant à travailler en tant qu'artiste, athlète et philosophe. Puis, j'ai sorti de la dépression, j'ai commencé mon entraînement physique, j'ai perdu du poids, puis je commence toujours, à tous les jours, je dis, aujourd'hui, mon entraînement physique commence. Ça commence aujourd'hui. Puis ma nature, avec votre nature, quand je suis en harmonie, en public, j'ai des responsabilités, obligations, moi aussi, en public. Faire attention aux autres, ne pas faire mal à personne, puis blablabla, puis blablabla, puis voici. Des responsabilités que j'aurais pas été, si j'aurais resté chez nous, il n'aurait pas été les mêmes obligations, responsabilités, j'aurais resté dans ma grotte. Ben, j'aurais eu moins de responsabilités, moins d'obligations, mais j'adore venir à ma deuxième maison, ce qui est ici sur le Mont-Royal, faire du rock-and-roll, la méditation avec un peu de comédie, inviter tous et toutes à faire l'entraînement physique, puis j'adore voir les gens se tenir par la main, se donner des câlins, puis faire de l'entraînement physique et vous êtes libre. La liberté s'en emprunte avec la sécurité, c'est une danse à deux, et harmonie, civilisation avec l'harmonie et la civilisation. Déjà, j'en ai ramassé depuis tantôt, puis j'en ramasse aujourd'hui. Vous voyez, je ramasse cette canette qui est là. Avec l'implémentation de ma théorie, on va pouvoir faire un gros plus de travail, parce que ça va permettre, mais Dieu du ciel, c'est des bières artisanales de chez nous, bien faites, c'est fait tout, microbrasserie Dieu du ciel Saint-Jérôme. Mais je vous aime bien, amour et santé, puis bon service, bon travail, mais s'il vous plaît, ça, il faut que ça soit dans le recyclage, parce que si ça pollue ici, là, ça va faire de la pollution, mes chers. Moi, je vais le recycler pour vous, mais s'il vous plaît, ne laissez pas ça ici. Laissez-moi mettre, ça me dérange pas que vous buvez une bière ici. Une autre bière, j'en trouve. Faites-la, boire, buvez, amusez-vous, faites attention parce qu'il y a des choses que vous pouvez pas tout faire, là. Donnez-vous des bisous, puis des massages, puis des câlins, ouais, mais, puis vous buvez de la bière, puis sentez-vous bien, oui, j'encourage. Mais ça aussi, j'en trouve une autre, là. Il faut ne pas laisser ça ici, mes chers, s'il vous plaît. Juste mettez ça dans le bac. Mettez ça dans le bac à recyclage, là. Ça tue les lapins, la flore, la faune, sans dommage ici, la forêt, là. Si on ne le fait pas, ça, c'est pour ça qu'on a les travailleurs publics. Anyways, de la théorie de la refusion de la dette, là, que je vous en parlais maintenant, c'est la seule et unique solution, puis je me dirige, je prends un U-turn là-bas pour aller mettre ça dans les bacs à recyclage, puis ouais, j'en trouve d'autres ici, une autre canette, là, méchant. J'ai 10 500 $ de dette, mais j'ai la gratitude, mon loyer est payé, ma facture d'électricité est payée, puis j'ai du café. Vous voyez, si ça fond, là, ça ne me dérange pas que vous buvez, là, mais ne pas laisser ça, des canettes ici, puis ici, je dois faire avec les amis de la montagne, il va falloir que je les contacte pour en faire un gros ménage, pour un gros ménage, tu sais, un gros ménage. Bien sûr, pour en faire, puis un gros ménage. C'est du travail. Ici, on essaie de préserver. Là. Il va falloir qu'on vienne avec les bacs, puis on fasse ici peu par peu, puis on va faire du travail. J'en fais du bénévolat depuis des années que j'en viens ici, mais là, il faut faire un gros pour le printemps. Ça en prend des bras, blablabla. Je peux en parler si je le fais pas moi-même, mais il faut que je le fasse moi-même. C'est comme ma deuxième maison chez nous ici. Fait que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, je vais vous en parler maintenant. La TRD, vous avez vu combien le taux d'intérêt qu'on paye, là, juste l'intérêt, là, combien? C'est des milliards, là. Ça a doublé en plus que doublé en 3 ans. Il n'y a pas de solution que la théorie de la refusion de la dette qui inclut la théorie d'intégration citoyenne. La théorie d'intégration monétaire, c'est ce qu'ils ont fait en Europe. Plusieurs pays se sont mis ensemble, puis ont créé une monnaie commune. La monnaie commune, c'est l'euro. On va faire pareil. Donc, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, je vous l'explique La théorie de la refusion de la dette, prendre toute la dette, public-privé. Ma dette, en tant que citoyen privé, c'est 10 500. Ma dette, votre dette, Canada côte à côte. On va en rajouter ensemble. On va rajouter ensemble, on va faire une addition commune. On va faire bien sûr une refusion, Et bien sûr, on va faire une refusion. On va mettre une addition ensemble. On va faire un ramassage. Fait qu'on va mettre tout ça ensemble. La dette publique, ma dette en tant que citoyen, faire le ramassage, s'il vous plaît, c'est ça. Oui, des canettes, ça. Ça va dans le recyclage là-bas, ça va dans les bacs, ça. Laissez pas des canettes comme ça, s'il vous plaît, ça pollue. Ça a des... on a des lapins, des écureuils. Faut pas vous laisser ça ici. On a de la flore, de la faune. On essaie de préserver la nature. Fait que juste mettez ça dans le recyclage, s'il vous plaît. Ça ne me dérange pas que vous buvez, mais ne laissez pas des choses comme ça, s'il vous plaît. Attendez, on va faire le ramassage ici. On essaie de préserver la nature. Les lapins. Les écureuils. Anyways, on va aller mettre ça dans le bac à recyclage, puis on va faire le bac à recyclage, tu sais, parce que la préservation de la nature, ben, c'est important, fait que pour en faire de la préservation. Puis, anyways, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, je vous l'explique en ce moment, et je vais vous en parler bien sûr en ce moment, mais ça, il faut que je le mette pour le recyclage. Fait que, en ce moment, qu'est-ce que je vais faire, c'est dans le bac, dans le sac, puis je vais parler de la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Fait que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est bien sûr la théorie de la refusion de la dette. La TRD, fait que c'est la TRD qui est important de faire l'implémentation de la théorie de la refusion de la dette. La théorie de la refusion de la dette, la TRD, la théorie de la refusion de la dette. On va en mettre l'implémentation. Et bien sûr, on va aller mettre ça dans le recyclage, mes chers, parce que ça doit y aller dans le recyclage. Ça doit y aller dans le recyclage. Ça, j'aime ça, du monde qui se tienne par la main. Là. Vous me donnez l'espoir, des couples. En couple. Je suis un matchmaker, mais j'aime ça faire le matchmaking, mais anyways. Ils sont déjà en couple, fait qu'il n'y a pas besoin, à moi que c'est... Polyamour. Androgène, pansexuel, gay comme moi-même. Je suis gay, androgène, pansexuel. Moi-même, je suis gay, androgène, pansexuel, mais c'est bien sûr une affaire que je dois être constamment de faire, que j'aime faire du matchmaking. Fait anyway, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, la TRD, théorie de la refusion de la dette, c'est prendre toute la dette publique-privée, puis bien sûr que la théorie de la refusion de la dette, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. La théorie d'intégration monétaire. Fait que la TRD, ma théorie, TRD, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire. Et donc, je vous l'explique maintenant, c'est prendre toute la dette publique-privée. Ma dette privée en tant que citoyen privé, c'est 10 500. Ma dette, votre dette, notre dette, ensemble du Canada, on ramasse ensemble. Et bien sûr, on va faire un paquet de ramassage et on l'additionne. Et vu que le dollar américain, la devise des États-Unis, c'est encore leur devise de choix du commerce mondial, des finances globales, puis finances internationales, faire une refusion, faire une addition et bien sûr faire une addition commune, puis faire bien sûr avec le Mexique aussi, puis on ramasse tout ensemble, on fait la conversion de la dette publique privée du Canada Ça va être en dollars canadiens, on convertit en dollars américains des États-Unis. La peso du Mexique, la dette publique privée du Mexique, le peso mexicain. On va faire la conversion en dollars des États-Unis, la gourde d'Haïti. On va faire cette conversion-là. Fait qu'on va faire cette conversion. On va faire la conversion, hein, cette dette. On va faire la conversion. Donc toute la dette publique privée, ce chiffre-là, ça va être ce chiffre-là, ça va faire ce chiffre-là. Ce chiffre, la dette, tout cet argent-là, ça va être l'argent initial qui va fonder une nouvelle banque. Ça va être en milliards. Fait que tout cet argent-là, après ça, on va mettre un taux d'intérêt de 10%. C'est un taux d'intérêt de 10%, pas plus. Peut être moins, 3,33, 7,18, 1,56, 4,18, mais pas plus. Fait qu'on va faire l'application de ce principe. Fait que ça va être un taux d'intérêt de 10% maximum sur toute la dette après ça. Toute la dette après ça, ça va être 10% maximum. Fait que ça, c'est la théorie de la refusion de la dette. Prendre toute la dette publique-privée, ma dette de 10 500, j'ai 10 500 de dette, 10 500 de dette moi-même. Fait que tout ça, ramasser ensemble, le 10 500, ma dette, votre dette, notre dette, tout ça, on va en rajouter ensemble avec le peso des États-Unis, le peso du Mexique, on va convertir en argent des États-Unis, on va faire le ramassage, puis wow, c'est vraiment beau. Le ciel, hein? Fait que prendre toute la dette publique-privée, on va faire le ramassage, on va faire l'addition ensemble de toute la dette publique-privée du Mexique, du Canada, des États-Unis, puis bien sûr, on va faire cette addition, on va mettre cet argent-là, ça va fonder, ça va être l'argent initial de toute la banque, de la nouvelle banque. Cette nouvelle banque va donner une nouvelle monnaie, ça va s'appeler l'unité d'échange universelle. Unité d'échange universelle. U.E.U. U. E. Puis U. Unité. Unité échange U. Unité d'échange universelle. Fait que cet argent-là, ça va être de l'argent initial. Tout cet argent-là, ça va fonder la nouvelle banque. Fait que toute la dette publique-privée, ça ferme toute la nouvelle banque, cette nouvelle banque institution intégrée avec toutes les institutions qui existent maintenant. Fait que toute la dette publique-privée, ensemble, ma dette privée de 10 500, la vôtre, la mienne, la nôtre, on va faire de l'addition ensemble, la conversion de toute la dette publique-privée du Canada en argent des États-Unis, du Mexique pareil, Haïti pareil. Cet argent-là, ça va être l'argent initial qui va fonder cette nouvelle banque. Et on va mettre un taux d'intérêt de 10% maximum. Ça peut être 9, ça peut être 3,33, ça peut être 7,18, ça peut être 4,18, ça peut être 3,33, 1,56, ainsi. Cet argent-là, ça va être tout l'argent en circulation. Imaginez-vous, avec ça, on va pouvoir bâtir d'autres centrales, pouvoir bâtir d'autres financiers, parce que c'est ça l'argent pour acheter, vendre. Un financement d'autres centrales, financement d'autres aqueducs, changement d'autres des ponts aussi. Des ponts. Aujourd'hui, je marche pour les travailleurs qui ont construit les ponts en 1947, 1991, de hier, d'aujourd'hui, parce que maintenant, ils construisent combien de travail ça a été sur les ponts de l'Amérique du Nord. Ce travail a été fait aujourd'hui sur les ponts de l'Amérique du Nord. J'ai pris une grosse marche méditation, Rock&Roll, les ponts qui ont été bâtis. Faut que je sois l'artiste, athlète, philosophe du peuple, là. Pour les fermiers, les boulangers, les charcutiers, les charcuteries, les infirmières, les travailleurs du Québec aussi. L'artiste du peuple. Quand je vois du monde faire l'entraînement physique, ben, faites bien, continuez. Puis j'aimerais ça peinturer ces bancs-là, là. Tu sais, à mettre un peu de couleur. Je fais du bénévolat, là. Juste les mettre quelque chose de couleur, là. Je suis prêt à faire du bénévolat. Des outils, amenez-moi de la peinture, je les peinture. Je vais peinturer moi bien comme il faut, bleu, blanc, rouge, puis ou arc-en-ciel. Ici, c'est comme en deuxième maison, puis ceux-là, je trouve qu'ils ont besoin de couleur. Avec ma théorie, on va pouvoir mettre beaucoup de public. Ça a été négligé pendant des décennies, le public. Ça en prend un balance public-privé, là. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse. Le royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse, c'est fondamentalement un appel à un partenariat public-privé. Hein? Fondamentalement un appel à un partenariat public-privé. Fondamentalement, c'est un appel à un partenariat public-privé. C'est ça, quand je dis, souvenez mon rêve du royaume de la déesse et du dragon qui danse, c'est fondamentalement un appel pour un partenariat public-privé. Pour un partenariat public-privé. C'est fondamentalement un appel pour un partenariat public-privé. Fondamentalement un appel pour un public-privé. C'est fondamentalement un appel pour un partenariat public-privé, un PPP, à travers le collectif de Civilisation nord-américain. C'est ça fondamentalement. Quand je dis le royaume que je fonde, premièrement avec bisous, crédité par la déesse oubliée, je suis un mystique aussi, comédien mystique, spirituel, 50-50. Il y a des questions, écoutez, j'ai des questions, je dis la déesse, puis mes événements, puis mes propres expériences mystiques, spirituelles, avec les réincarnations quand j'étais né plusieurs fois direct en bas de la montagne, un moment donné, j'étais né pur laine, j'ai aidé Louis Cyr à pousser des chevaux sur une calèche, j'étais né direct là. Je l'ai aidé à pousser, je dis, hey, c'est Louis Cyr! Je me disais, du me niaiser, vous là. Pas de Louis Cyr, ça. Qu'est-ce qu'il fait? Ouais, c'est Louis Cyr, c'est Louis Cyr. Je dis, ben oui, c'est moi, aidez-moi, j'ai besoin d'aide. Puis on est allé l'aider en 1904. C'était comme en février ou quelque chose, puis il y avait de la glace, il faisait fret, fait que il avait besoin d'aide. C'est les lombards, le plus long du monde, mais avec les chevaux, tu sais. Puis il avait besoin qu'on tienne le corps pour qu'il bouge, puis bon, la réincarnation, tout ça. Aujourd'hui, le 27 mars, je peux dire qu'avec les finances publiques, il n'y a pas d'autre solution méchante que ma théorie, la théorie de la refusion de la dette. La théorie de la refusion de la dette pour la création d'une nouvelle monnaie, comme qu'ils ont fait en Europe. Parce que la TRD, ma théorie de la refusion de la dette, ça inclut la théorie d'intégration monétaire, comme qu'ils ont fait en Europe. Donc, prendre toute la dette publique-privée, hein, ma dette de 10 500, votre dette, notre dette publique, la dette publique et privée du Canada, des Nord-Américains, faire la conversion en argent des États-Unis, la devise des États-Unis, mettre tout ça dans le paquet ensemble. Tout ça, ça va être l'argent initial pour la fondation d'une nouvelle banque. Tout cet argent-là, on va mettre un taux d'intérêt de 10% maximum, pas plus. Ça peut être 3,33, 1,56, 7,18, 4,18. Ouais, le soleil aussi, tu sais. Ah, le soleil est encore mon pape. Le soleil est encore. Si mon pape, le soleil est encore, on va dire oui. On salue. Le soleil se lève puis se couche à chaque fois. Puis la théorie de la refusion de la dette, il faut faire l'implémentation. Donc prendre toute la dette publique-privée. Ma dette en tant que citoyen, votre dette, notre dette, ensemble, l'Amérique du Nord, en saluant les travailleurs qui ont construit les ponts, qui vont construire les ponts maintenant, avec du ciment et du béton, puis bien sûr, qui vont construire demain, qui vont faire maintenant, et bien sûr, qui vont construire demain. Ah, ça fait un bon, ça, un beau coucher du soleil parfait pour la route de retour, mais je pense qu'on va faire un couple d'étirements et de méditation. Là-bas, on va voir où que le soleil nous frappe. S'il nous frappe avant que j'aille m'hydrater encore. Puis voir bien sûr voir le nuage qui couvre. Mais bien sûr, la théorie de la refusion de la dette, je vous présente. Puis il n'y a pas d'autre solution. Alors je m'en vais maintenant faire le recyclage. Et voilà le lapin. C'est pour le lapin. Le lapin da bunny. Bunny, bunny, bunny hopping like a bunny. Here we go up in the road. You know that you're beautiful. Let's go. A bunny, yes. See, that's why. C'est pour ça qu'il faut faire le recyclage. Il faut mettre ça dans les bacs de recyclage. Il faut pas polluer, mes chers. Et voilà, c'est un lapin. That's a bunny. Wild bunny, don't worry, I got food at home. Ne vous inquiétez pas, j'ai de la nourriture chez nous. Eh oui, vous êtes beau. Hey, beautiful bunny, 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 hop, hop, hop. There you go. You got everything here, don't you? Everything in nature. You survived. Vous avez survécu, comme moi la COVID, like me with COVID. And I survived it. Hardcore COVID. 2020 died. Nothing that I want to go back to. I'm not talking about love. Kisses, I don't want to hear it. Si vous me parlez pas d'amour, santé, je veux pas l'entendre. Je veux pas l'entendre. On parlait de l'entraînement physique et de bisous, des de l'amour, de rock&roll. Puis faire le ramassage pour la main nature, pour le recyclage. I want to do for the recycling. For the recycling, I don't hear nothing. Pour le recyclage, j'entends rien. Vous me parlez pas d'amour, de santé et de gratitude, j'entends rien. Ben peut-être, on va dire, oh oui, merci, no merci, thank you. Gotta talk to me about that gratitude. Gratitude 24/7. And there's the recycling bins. Recycling bins, les bins de recyclage just there. So see, pour faire du recyclage ici, on vient faire du recyclage. On vient faire du recyclage. On va put it there, on va mettre dans le bac du recyclage. Eh oui, mes chers, on recycle les canettes. Du recyclage, c'est ça qu'il faut le mettre ici. So we gotta put it. C'est là, il faut que ça va. Ça va dans le recyclage. It goes in recycling. On recycle. Et voilà. On a fait notre devoir. We did our part. I gotta do it big. I'm gonna contact Ami de la Montagne. I contacted a few years. And contacted a few times, but you know how that goes. Bureaucracy, la bureaucratie des fois, mais pas toujours facile. Je m'en vais m'hydrater encore. J'ai soif. I got that thirst, so I'm gonna go up and down these stairs. Anybody want to finance? I go up and down these stairs 300 times. Quelqu'un qui veut financer que je descends puis je monte 300 fois sur les escaliers. You see the children hop, do a push-up, applaud and cheer some more. Vous voyez l'enfant qui fait de l'entraînement physique, applaudit ici, puis ici qui continue. You see the children doing a little bit of hop, applaud, cheer on, say go on, do some more push-ups. It's good for your health. Gotta get that healthy. And fitness is fitness activities. And I want to go up and down these stairs 300 times. Singing some rock and roll, $300. 300 fois, chantant du rock and roll pour $300. Qui veut faire des dons? Want to get rid of that don, you know. So we gotta get it on the don. We gotta get it on the now. And we gotta get for that hydration. Pour l'hydratation. I'm gonna go counterclockwise. Grateful, thankful, and paid for those bridge builders today pour ceux qui ont bâti les ponts aujourd'hui. La construction des ponts. Those are building up those bridges. Today we're marching rock-and-roll style for them, specifically in relation to the Baltimore event. Aujourd'hui en spécial pour Baltimore. L'événement du pont. L'événement du pont qui s'est passé, bien sûr. Il y a eu font du pont, ils font du jogging, doing some of that good jogging, man. They had to go work out, man. That's all I know. See a group jogging salute. Gonna get a little bit of for that sunshine, man.
Let's say carbon tax rebate के whatever. तो एमा તમે apply કરી શકો કે આટલા ને budget છે તો આટલાની grant મળશે.
I got a beautiful sunset, man. That's good, good, good. We gotta get that fitness, man. That's what I like seeing. People working out, getting that fit. Getting a little bit of stretch, you know. Over on the march, man. Getting that fitness. Getting that fitness. These laps.
C'est encore fait avec les temps qui passent.
Go. Fais de l'entraînement physique, man. C'est ça que j'aime voir, des gens qui s'entraînent, qui font entraînement physique, hein, des pompes. Hein. Faites bien. Go, faites bien. Faites bien, c'est bon. Côte à côte. Yeah. Faites bien. I would love to paint these benches some of that color. Laisse les peinturer, ces peintures. What you want, squirrel? Look at that big root, man. Look how much you bow. Hey, look at the big roots. It's just amazing. Please don't pollute. Bring it to the garbage, to the trash. Amenez ça au vidange. Ne polluez pas mes chers. I think it's time to switch on that jacket now. One at that time, so gonna get it down and drive that out. You know, this is how we rock and roll. We done did it. Gonna done do it again, you know. It's all it is with me. It's workout, train, exercise, man. It's fitness for the bridge builders. Those building up those bridges now. 4:15, so by the time I hit my headquarters, it's gonna be probably 6. So we gotta get it on the go. Faut que je retourne, puis que je vais frapper chez nous. Je vais rentrer chez nous, ça va peut-être, il va faire bien sûr, peut-être plus que 6 heures. Ben, c'est dépendant de la route que je vais prendre. And gotta give a little bit of salutations here, and just want to see if that's a. That's a. Oh, I thought it was. Can't see it from afar, but it looks like a hole. But it's kind of far, but it's like a hole for. We have groundhogs, eh? Here, groundhogs. On a des marmottes. Je pense que c'est une sortie. Ils sont en train de sortir maintenant. I don't think so, je sais pas. Peut-être. Yeah. Anyways. Time to head that back to the headquarters. You know that's what's up. C'est le temps qu'on retourne, ami. Just want to take a look at my fellow citizen there doing some art, putting those branches to some good use. Un beau usage. A little bit of art, un petit peu d'art. Doing a little bit of art? Vous faites un petit peu de l'art?
Ouais, on mange ça là.
Ok, ouais. Je me demandais. Hey, c'est quelque chose. Ça a l'air de. Un bateau?
Comment? Ah, je sais pas c'est quoi, mais à l'origine c'était un tripod, mais là il y a comme. Mais c'est peut-être une chaise, mais j'hésite à m'asseoir dessus.
Ouais. Ah.
Ça va tomber.
Ça me fait penser à un bateau, un début de la construction d'un bateau pour. Tu sais, comme les coureurs de bois qu'ils faisaient avant. Quelque chose
Ouais,
du
j'aime ça moi aussi, la forme.
17e siècle et essayer de trouver une solution pour passer la rivière.
J'aime ça moi aussi.
Moi, c'est ça, j'imaginerais, là, en tant qu'artiste, moi aussi, j'imaginerais quelque chose de
Je
même.
l'ai fait dimanche.
Ouais.
Ok. Tous les arbres étaient debout. Là, ils ont coupé tous les arbres.
Ouais.
Ils ont ramassé toutes les petites branches.
Ouais.
Si tu regardes ça, là, il ne reste plus il reste plus de branches de cette grosseur-là.
Ouais.
Puis,
Ah ouais?
ils n'ont pas touché à ça.
Ouais.
Ils n'ont
Ok.
pas touché à ça. Ils ont comme fait leur job.
Ouais.
Puis, j'imagine, j'espère qu'ils ont des bonnes raisons pour le faire.
Non, j'y crois que oui. Je crois qu'il y a la freine de chaîne, freine, quelque chose
Non,
de
c'est
même.
sûr que les arbres étaient malades. Regarde le tronc.
Qu'est-ce que j'ai lu, là? Il y en a plusieurs qui doivent être abattus, malheureusement, mais hey, on vient d'en planter l'année passée, on vient d'en planter des milliers de nouveaux par-ci par-là. Si vous allez dans la forêt, vous allez voir, ils ont le petit tag dessus, là. Vous allez
Ben,
voir.
moi, je joue avec les branches, mais juste les branches mortes. Je veux pas aller trop dans la forêt pour faire ça.
Je ne vais pas vous déranger. Jouez librement, soyez joyeux dans votre liberté de jouer avec ça, puis vous êtes bien libre de le faire, puis c'est quelque chose qui est quand même, en tant qu'artiste, j'imaginerais une scène d'un film. Ça s'appelait Les coureurs de bois.
Ouais, mais je vais l'appeler comme ça, ok?
Ah ouais, si vous voulez, je suis un artiste.
C'est temporaire,
Dans une scène où il essaie de trouver une solution pour quelque chose. Là. Parce que j'imagine qu'il y a eu bien des choses de même.
Hey, bonne journée.
Toi aussi, bonne soirée, prenez soin. Puis faites-en d'autres. Je vous donne un défi d'en faire 3 exactement pareils.
Ouais, il y en a pas un qui se ressemble.
Ciao! So that was a little bit of art my fellow citizen doing there, and you know, he's just spraying a little bit. I said be free to do so, and it gave me an idea of how to do a little bit of an art, you know, because you can do so much art, and you can do art, and you can use your imagination. You can take the branches, and you can take this and that, and do some art, and it's free to do so. It's joy, it's liberty, sa liberté, sa sécurité. There's something to it that kind of like going back to like I will see a scene in a movie, you know, a scene in a movie, and if you guys gotta go to the Belvedere if you've never been, eh?
Yeah.
We're on our way.
That's the best place in the world. Bye. So they were looking at the. Des fois, c'est des touristes, mais ils font un sourire. Sometimes they're tourists and they go to the Belvedere and I send them to the Belvedere. Conjure knock, conjure knock, conjure knock. They say that's where we're going because they were looking at that. And sometimes I like to do translation because the signs are already in French, but you know, we got to put it up for that French. But we made the great linguistic compromise of North America. As I sing that go for bridge builders go. Les frères qui ont fait les ponts, mais c'est deux fois, ça prend les deux parce que, bien sûr, on a le grand compromis de l'Amérique du Nord, puis qu'on continue à en faire, puis bien sûr, moi-même avec l'Asperger's, des fois, tu sais, je répète ou je dois pas les regarder trop parce que j'ai tendance, là, c'est un symptôme de l'Asperger's, de regarder trop les gens trop longtemps. It's a symptom of Asperger's, like looking at people too long, you know, sometimes tendency to stare. Look at the sun. Sun flare, sun stare, sun flare, sun stare. Aspi, rock and roll. De là du rock and roll, aspi, la fleur du soleil. Et qui veut me financer que je descends puis je monte. Ici, sur les escaliers, who want to finance that I go up and down these stairs 300 times. For the bridge builders today, marching pour les travailleurs qui ont construit les ponts. For those who building on the bridges, qui ont construit, bâti les ponts. Hey, we gotta get that rock and roll for the road our heroes go. Pour le rock and roll ensemble, pour la renaissance. Pour l'Amérique du Nord, for that North America we go. We sing it on the floor, we hit for the hoe, we hit for the low. And yes, sometimes on that holy ho. Holy ho, what did I say? Yo, hey, chi 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 yo. On that plane with a yo-yo, go bridge builders, go, go. We call them in French that pom pom pom. Gotta tie my belt, je dois serrer ma ceinture, tendure, I gotta tighten my belt. Je dois serrer ma ceinture, les temps sont durs. Et vous voyez la métropole de Montréal, you can see that. Montreal, that city, on the block. Montreal, that city, on the block. Hey, I go up and down 300 times for a cause of your choosing. $300, 300 times, 300 fois, 300 fois. Ah, faisant la sécurité aux autres, je vais garder la droite quand je descends, puis l'autre bord. I'm gonna keep the security for the right side when I go, just like driving. So it's kind of getting kind of chilly now, so I'm gonna get that out. I got that jacket. J'ai la jaquette, bien sûr. Let's put the jacket on. And now we're ready to go for another round, because this route that I'm gonna take to get back to my headquarters is at least an hour and a half. It could be up to 2 hours, minimum 1h30 d'ici jusqu'à chez nous, peut-être 2 heures. So keep that in mind, right? Keep that in mind. Tenez ça en tête que d'ici jusqu'à chez nous, la route que je vais prendre, c'est encore quand même 1h30, 2 heures. It's still about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So I still got some hours to work out. There's it's gonna be more than 6 today, so probably gonna get back by, what time is it now? Maintenant il est exactement 7:02, 7h02, fait que by 9:15 max, 9h15 maximum, maybe before, I don't know. But I do know that that is a beautiful sunset. Je sais que ça c'est un beau coucher de soleil. That is a beautiful sunset. Un beau coucher du soleil. Beautiful sunset. Oh, it's my turn to cross. We're gonna cross and rock and roll all the way west, west, west. We go à l'ouest, à l'ouest. On se dirige. Beautiful sunset. This march in rock and roll, our dance, been dedicated to those who build the bridges of North America yesterday, who are building them today, and are gonna build them tomorrow. Cette marche, rock and roll, c'est dédié aux ceux qui ont bâti les ponts hier, les ponts de l'Amérique du Nord qu'on utilise, qui bâtissent, construisent aujourd'hui, puis qu'on vont le construire demain. Une marche événement spécial dédié aux travailleurs qui ont bâti les ponts, des ingénieurs, ceux qui ont été les construire avec leurs mains, puis les bottes, those on the steel toes, on the cranes, and from the engineers who build them to the, of course, at all levels of the bridge building, à tous les niveaux de construction des ponts. What a beautiful sky. The sunset now, sunset starting soon, and I'm grateful, thankful that I got a good way to go, and Still gonna get a little bit of feet washing when I get back. I'm grateful, thankful, rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee, and I saw people hugging, holding hands, kissing, and that gave me some good hope. Saw the firefighters, saluting them, saw the butchers, bakers, well, more mystic, creative sense. And imagine, meditated on the bridges, all the bridges that were built. Sur toutes les ponts, j'ai fait une méditation qui a été bâtie. Pas juste à Montréal, l'île de Montréal, mais il y en a beaucoup qui sont autour de la rivière, mais aussi bien sûr qui sont à travers l'Amérique du Nord. Fait que maintenant que je retourne, en faisant un beau retour, je retourne chez nous. Puis bien sûr, avec la méditation, sur les ponts. Meditation, rock&roll about the bridges. Thinking about all those bridges, how many there are, that's the question. Then we can classify the bridges in different categories, of course. On peut classifier les ponts parce que je dis combien qu'il y en a à belle province au Québec, combien qu'il y en a à travers le Canada, puis à travers l'Amérique du Nord. Puis après ça, on dit, mais il y a une mesure, ceux qui sont plus petits, moyens, grands. And we can classify in just by small, medium, large. Large could be more than a mile. Medium can be between 500 meters and a mile. And small can be less than 500 meters. So that could be a classification. How are you going to classify them today for tomorrow? Comment on va les classifier d'aujourd'hui pour demain? We got standards. It's changing, but gotta come with that gratitude. If I know somebody who deserves to live in houses like this, it is my anonymous sister friend, deserves to be 7 times the number after 666. This is of course my anonymous sister friend who deserves to live in houses like this. Right here on the boulevard, si je connais quelqu'un qui mérite d'habiter bien sûr dans une maison comme ça, c'est bien sûr ma soeur anonyme, c'est que ça fait, c'est important, it's important, to have gratitude, to make changes, I've been struggled, been depressed and suicidal. 6 years and 6 months ago, I got out of the depression being suicidal when I crossed Canada coast to coast. That propelled me to start working out, training, exercising, had jobs, was no contract renewal. I struggled as an artist, and je fais en tant qu'artiste, puis aujourd'hui je suis en crise financière. I'm in, of course, in a financial crisis. A financial crisis is $10,500. But I'm grateful. I live that carpe diem every day, with hope for tomorrow, avec l'espoir pour demain. Wish I could get my anonymous sister friend, greatest woman I know, a house right here. J'aimerais acheter une maison direct ici à ma soeur anonyme. And the construction workers helped build that dragon house. House of the Dragon, la maison du dragon. I know some rocks, rocks. And gotta build it up. And I need a simple, austere, severe 3 rooms, pyramid, and a bathroom with a bathtub, a kitchen, a sleeping quarters, and bathroom with a bathtub and kitchen and sleeping quarters. That's all I need. Thank you, crows, my legions, mes légions, les corbeaux qui chantent. Bon retour dans ta grotte, les dragons en arc-en-ciel, telling me about a good, wishing me well to my return back to my headquarters. And that's a kind of a nice house there, nice place there. C'est quand même une belle place. And here on the boulevard we got some nice ones. And seeing somebody wearing that red jogging, keep on jogging, that's great. The ball jogging is good for you, good for your body. Keeping on that jog. Keep it up. Gotta get that drill. And it's overtime every time with the dragon. I always like when I see people working out, training, exercising, invest in the body. The body is a temple for pleasure and purpose. Le corps est un temple pour le plaisir, puis pour le but. And my fitness journey always begins today. Ma session d'entraînement, mais ça commence aujourd'hui, Living for today, hope for tomorrow, 24/7. For the firefighters, butchers, bakers, nurses, doctors, and today specifically for those who build the bridges, Aujourd'hui, bien sûr, pour tous qui ont bâti les ponts. It's gotta get that bridge, So Pour bâtir les ponts, bien sûr. So, gotta get a little bit of bridge building and we gotta build some more and we gotta take North Americans unite, les Nord-Américains qu'on s'unisse. L'union des Nord-Américains, c'est important. If we can do a bit better here, a new world, man. It's a nouvel monde, World War III is knocking on the door. All I know is Montreal, North America, même si la Troisième Guerre mondiale là, frappe à la porte avec les possibles armes nucléaires. Qu'est-ce que je connais, c'est l'île de Montréal, puis mes protocoles, my protocols, my call, NORAD, NATO, Dragon Army, Public-Private Partnership, de partenariat public-privé, l'OTAN, le NORAD, à travers le Collectif de Civilisation nord-américain, blablabla, support the dream. Dancing Goddess in the Dragon Kingdom, le rêve de la déesse et du dragon. Now it's my time to rock and roll, go west. Je retourne vers l'ouest, going west. 93 seconds left, gonna spit it. For the bridge builders on the bridges, on the marching of the dragon. Sing it. Pour les contraires qui ont construit, bâti les ponts. Bâti, construit les ponts. Et merci, et bien comme il le faut. Grateful, thankful, rent's paid, electricity bills paid, got food and coffee. Gratitude, j'ai payé mon loyer, j'ai payé ma facture d'électricité, j'ai du café. J'ai plus de café, par exemple, je n'ai plus de café, j'ai plus de café. I'm run out of coffee, but I got cocoa. J'ai du cacao puis du thé, par exemple. I got cocoa and tea. And this is a beautiful, majestic tree, un arbre majestueux ici. Whoop! Meditating on the bridges, bridge builders, those who build bridges, en méditation sur les travailleurs qui ont travaillé à bâtir les ponts, all the bridges of North America, tous les ponts de l'Amérique du Nord. Gotta get it for those. Almost got a little bit of dust in my eyes, but my eyes are okay now, so j'ai eu quand même de pas dans les yeux, mais